is it you pray for?
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 52nd episode of Abyssal Musings. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and with me is my co-host Lawrence Knight. And on the way will be No Me Without You. She is running behind, but she will be joining us shortly. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Hold on a quick second. I just realized I had sorry about that. I had like 500, 500 uh, uh, tabs open, and apparently I had us up on like five of them. And so when you started talking, all of a sudden it was just like surround sound stereo, and it's like there's a delay, so it was like 2 seconds one after another. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was a bit like a staggered course.
Yeah.
Uh, welcome, though, everybody, to our Friday the 13th spectacular. We got some fun, some games in store tonight. Should be a fun show. Really quick, let me click on the thing here. I want to say hello to the chat. I see Kohai says she was here first, and she posted that at like 4:13 in the morning. I was up till like 3 o'clock last night, and I figured I was like, rather than rushing this while I'm on a break at work, I'm gonna set this up before I go to bed. So we got Boa Omega's in chat with us. Hey, Boa. Shadow of Hawk. Hey, Shadow. I haven't watched it yet. I just got the notification for your Le Pac de Loup review. I'm gonna check that out as soon as I get a chance, man. So glad you watched it. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are on it. So, all right. Why are you typing backwards?
I was wondering what that was about.
It says howdy, Kohai.
Like this dude's been watching been reading DC Comics Zatanna, how she says everything backwards when she's casting a spell.
Yeah. Because if you turn it around or you put the comic up to a mirror, it's in English.
Yep.
So anyway, good to see you guys. Welcome to the show. Larry, what do we have on the agenda tonight?
Well. So guys, as you know, tonight's gonna be a fun night. We've got a lot. We've got I shouldn't say a lot, but we've got some stuff going on. Tonight we've got some infamous news for you guys. Three articles that I found. One I found yesterday, and two popped up today. And they're not long. Just a couple of interesting things that I thought that you guys would like to see and like to hear about, maybe. Except for one, I think one might might hurt a few people. But and then I have something
Hey,
Halloween
B.
cost. I got some ideas for Halloween costumes for Nomi. I'll wait until she gets in because there's a story behind that. And then of course we have a Kohai quiz, as I like to say, Kohai the 13th quiz. And then we are going to keep in tradition of, as you guys know, this is October, of course, and each week we're talking about horror and things, but the overarching idea of what we're doing this month is the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and so we want to have something, something from him in each episode. We didn't do it last week. We very loosely did it, but um, not the way we wanted, and we wanted to make sure that we didn't get away from that. So tonight we are actually going to do we're going to take a look at one of Lovecraft's short stories, which is the Dunwich Horror. Sam, I'm sure you know a lot about that. And then we have Choose Your Own Adventure is back tonight. It is Tomb of the Demon Memer Part 1. And then we're going to close out with a Friday the 13th Voorhees edition quiz. And that will be the night.
Nice. Should be a good time. It's going to be a bit of a long one, folks, though. So strap in. And yeah, we'll hope everything goes well.
Yeah. If you guys got to go, we understand. Just be sure to check the replay. I don't think that you guys will. I don't think that you'll regret it. I think you'll be able to enjoy this regardless of the time of the day.
Yep. So, also after this show, excuse me, I don't know what that was, like a frog or something crawling up the back of my throat. I mean, it is the spooky season, so.
Amen.
Um, uh, but yeah, and after this show, if any of you all are still awake and still with me, I'll be jumping over to Beelzehub for Beelzepub at 1 a.m. my time, which is in about 3.5 hours. So, so we'll be up and we'll be chatting with Devil Made Me Do It, Kenzo UK, Ryan Reaper, I think, and some others. So should be interesting.
Before we start anything, and I hate to make this about myself. I know Sam and I were briefly talking about this backstage, but guys, I just want to give a shout out to my uncle passed last night, and I'm sure everybody that's all of you have probably lost someone. God forbid, if you haven't, then I hope that's not anytime soon. But um, yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to my uncle, and I pray that he's listening when I say, thank you for everything you taught me, because he gave me my first job, and he taught me a lot, and I never realized how much he showed me until the last couple of weeks, and yeah, it was a trip, man, because he was on my mind all day. 2 days ago, and then yesterday, my mother calls me in the morning and tells me he's in a coma, and then late that night, thanks, Speak, and thanks, Shadow. And then she calls me late last night, and she's like, "Yeah, he didn't make it." So, but yeah, I mean, losing loved ones.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's it's a hard thing.
I
So
appreciate
I
that.
would give you words of comfort and wisdom, but apparently I'm not very good at that. So instead, you have my condolences.
uh, well, you know what? I mean, look, the appreciation is enough, man. I mean, nobody's gonna, Uh, I've met people in my day that in my time on this planet that you never wanted them to say which is better that they didn't say anything at all. Thanks, Richard.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, he was getting full military. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately, it is part of the journey is the end. And it will happen to us all. But in the meantime, the world keeps turning. And
So
so yeah, you better stop me, or I'm gonna start waxing like poetical, and it's gonna get really dark.
uh, so I was gonna ask you how's your day been or your week?
The week has been busy, um, kind of crazy busy. It is what it is. I mean, we started off doing live streams last Friday, and
Mm,
I kind of haven't stopped since. Um, it's been a whole thing. Last night I did a 2-hour stream on Caucasian Sasquatch's channel, which he's been trying to get me to do for like 9 months. We
mm.
finally squared it away. I think Wednesday was the only night since the last Friday that I wasn't online. That I wasn't on a panel somewhere. I did during Wormy's channel Tuesday, the Renaissance Nerds on Monday. Obviously, I had Star Trek Engage on Sunday, and I was on Beelzehub immediately after that. Plus, we had the Screaming to the Void on Saturday, and then Ryan's channel and this one last Friday. So like it's been pretty much nonstop. And I was expecting to have to do another live stream on Wednesday night too, but it didn't pan out. So yeah.
And you just a live streaming.
Yeah.
You just a live streaming fool, man.
Right. And last night after I got off Squatch's channel, I did like an hour and 40-minute game stream. So here we are again.
Mm. I was thinking about this week and well next week also, because right about now, by the time I'm done with this week's schedule, I started looking at next week, and there is a movie that I used to love this movie when I was a kid. I thought it was a great movie, horror movie. And you've probably heard of it. It's called Night of the Creepers. You ever heard
Night
of
of the
it?
Creeps or the Night of the Creepers? I've heard Night of the
Actually, I think it's
Creeps.
no, it's yeah, Night of the Creeps. There we go. With the slugs that go into people's mouths and then they turn into
Mhm.
zombies and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I have seen that one. It's been a very, very, very long time though. I don't remember it very well. Uh,
Yeah,
mm,
I'm gonna go
yeah,
back and watch it because I don't know why, but it popped up in YouTube. It popped up in my news feed, my suggested news feed. But of course, YouTube was trying to make money off of it, so it's like, oh, rent for this much. And I was just like, I'm pretty sure in all of the streaming services that is out there, somebody's got that thing for free. There's no way in the world. There's no way in the world that I'm gonna pay $5 to watch a movie that used to come on basic television for free.
yeah. Well, I mean, basic television is a thing of the past, and everything's a subscription service now. I mean, everything. Like from the program that we're on right now, StreamYard is a subscription service. You know, um, so yeah, there are ways to do what you're saying, but they're not. They're generally frowned upon.
Hey, wait a minute.
Although, yeah, I don't know if
What
you
the hell is
checked
this
out too.
about?
Oh, yeah, he's talking about when I put that short out last week that
Oh,
got under Ramirez's skin.
you know what? And that's another thing. And I remember when I told you after we got off, I told you I was gonna remind her that you did that. And I quickly changed my mind because I remembered even if I bring it up, she's gonna get on me. She's for that because the first thing that's gonna be out of her mouth is, "Thanks for telling me that. By the way, what kind of a friend are you? What are you trying to get Samuel? I can see it." So I just kept my mouth shut. I was like, "Ah, you know what?" I thought about it too, and I was like, "I'm not saying nothing because she's
Yeah.
gonna thank me because we both know how her memory is. She's gonna thank me for telling her. Then she's gonna call me a bad friend to you for doing it, and then she's gonna yell at me for a half an hour or an hour, and then she's gonna forget again that you did it, and you're gonna get away
Yeah.
scot free."
I live a bit of a charmed life sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm like, I just thought to
Is
myself, you know what? It's better that I don't say anything at all because
Yeah.
she's not gonna call you up just to go off on you. And even if she wants to meet you, she's a vampire, so you know she's not reaching out to you during the day. You know that.
Yeah, 'cause, so am I.
Yeah.
You know, um, and she knows that I don't answer the phone in the morning.
Well, neither of you do, and that's one mistake that I'm glad I've never made.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, man. If she wants to yell at me about it, it's still up. And like I said, it didn't do. I was like, it probably won't even do that well. It did better than I
You
expected it to, but
you
it
left it
stopped
up.
around.
You
Yeah,
left it up after she told you to take it down
she didn't tell me anything of the kind.
because
She
she
yelled at me because
forgot.
I put it up, but she never told me to take it down. And even if
You
she
know
did,
she
it's
was
my.
gonna do that. She forgot because we had that hour meeting backstage after, and we was talking about
It's
everything but what you did, and she forgot.
it's it's also still up in the live stream from last week.
And you think she actually went back and watched the live stream?
I'm just saying, like, it's on the internet. It's not going anywhere, and nobody. It's fine. It's fine. So, but yeah, she really wants to yell at me about it. There's the evidence is still on the channel. I don't take anything down unless I'm forced to by law or by YouTube.
So if she came on and told you, "Hey, take that down," you would leave it up anyway, even if she and you knew she was seriously upset about it.
I might consider taking it down. I don't know, but it hasn't come to that. I don't think it really matters. She gets the joke. So,
It didn't look like it
I
last week.
yeah, I don't know. She was pretty publicly upset. I'll say that. Yeah, it's a clue. It says, "I told you you were going to get a beating, Sam." I didn't get a beating. I got a little bit of a stern talking to, but not as much as Larry would have been satisfied with.
No, you didn't get the beating because he forgot to give it to you after while we were having our meeting. We weren't talk. We started talking about something else, and she forgot about it. Hell, I forgot about it until we got off, and then I was like, "Wait a minute, he just got away with he just got away with something."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
joke's on you. Joke's on you because you didn't respond to the text I sent the other day, but she did.
Uh, how long
Yeah,
ago was this?
it was
And
days ago. You
was I
didn't.
awake?
I don't know. Remember, I'm 2 hours ahead of you, so I don't
Right.
know what you were doing. But she uncharacteristically was up at that time. I mean, normal people are up, but like I said, she's a vampire, and normally you're the one that responds on our chat more than she does because she's normally working or doing something else. But this time she responded. I think you were, if I remember the time correctly, I think you were still asleep. In fact, I remember that when I sent the text, I was sure that you would see it later because I was sure that you were still asleep. She uncharacteristically was up and saw it and responded.
Well, if it
So
was
if she, sorry, go ahead.
if it was towards the beginning of the week, I probably just spaced it. I didn't really sleep for about 3 days, and I was a bit zombified.
Okay. Yeah, it was early in the week. Then that explains why you didn't respond. I mean, you were probably seeing pink elephants and who knows what else.
No, it's a little worse than that, but yeah. Um, this weekend was hard. So, but
This
yeah,
weekend was
there was
this week was hard.
this weekend. This last weekend was pretty hard. There was some shit that I saw that I'm sure plenty of other people saw that I can't get out of my head, and it fucked with my sleep pretty bad for the first few days this week.
Okay. Um, I
So
I'm wondering whether I should leave that there instead because
probably, yeah, because it's not really the kind of thing we talk about on this show. But
okay.
it's just it's nothing that nobody knows about. It was over, all the events over in the Middle East at the moment, and some of the shit that's come
Right.
out of there, and even some of the hoaxes and all that stuff. Some of that, there were things that were shown, things that I've seen that I can't get out of my head.
Yeah, well, it's all
And
meant to
I know
draw.
I'm not the yeah I get that. That's not the point. The point is this is like and I know I'm not the only one who's lost sleep over this stuff. You know, so most of the time I can handle it pretty well. The war thing, you know people wanting to wipe each other out thing, because that's nothing new. It's just the older I get, and especially after becoming a father, anything to do with harming kids just really gets to me. you know.
Yeah,
So, so yeah, no. If you text during that period, I was barely aware of anything because I was my eyes were open, but I wasn't quite there.
that makes sense. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that that makes sense.
yeah. So, and I mean, given that it is something that we do talk about on the Saturday show, I have had to look into it a little more than the average citizen, and I really wish I hadn't. So,
Gotcha.
but that aside, but that's probably why I didn't see that text. I don't recall any
Yeah,
text
well,
like that, but I don't
I'll
recall a whole lot from then.
I'll tell you what it was, and I was joking. I was joking when I sent it to you. I didn't even address it to her. I addressed it to you, and I just put I said, "Hey Samuel," and said something about a what was it? Let me go back and look at the text.
Hey, Sasquatch. And also welcome into everybody coming in
I say not
now as well. That
every day.
we've been conversing here, so
I say not
haven't been on top of
every
it.
day. It's a getting closer to.
I don't know
Mm.
why you're so taken with that. I mean, it's catchy, but it's like I
Great
don't know.
song. What's wrong with it?
Yeah. Clue, that's excellent advice for people who don't make it their business to know about this stuff and talk about it. Unfortunately, I kind of do. So it is what it is.
Yeah, here it
So
is. Here it is. Hey Sammy, a custom lioness naughty corner punishment paddle for Amira. It would make a good prop for when she sends someone to the corner. Right away she goes, send me the site, I'll buy one.
oh right, I did see that at some point.
So now we've got a naughty paddle that's gonna have Richard L's number on it. Right each butt cheek. Suka's too.
Yeah, I don't know. Suka's been in the naughty corner a lot lately.
And he deserves it. That's what ever since he did that song and was talking about how we were gonna be in the naughty corner and how he was never gonna be in it, like the what was it like that the next week he was in it.
Yeah, he kind of jinxed himself a little, didn't he?
I wonder if she's still gonna remix that song because she did talk about doing something with the audio to make it clearer. She probably forgot.
Yeah. Shadow, if you're gonna spell that out, you need to use the Cyrillic spelling or the Cyrillic alphabet. That just looks like Psycha in English alphabet. I see what you're doing there. And also, weren't you yelling at me about Russian being commie speak over the weekend or earlier this week? Just saying. He who posts Chinese in my chat.
Yeah, Shadow. Hey, I was gonna show you this, right? This was one of the news things. So this was one of the news reports that I found. I thought it was funny. What you're looking at, this is a like a liquor store, right? Somebody goes in to buy something. That's a monitor. That's a monitor lizard. This sucker's on the wall.
Looks like a Tigu.
That's what I thought too. But the article said it was a monitor, and I was like,
Larry, Tigus are monitor lizards.
I didn't know that.
Hmm. So are Komodo dragons. Monitor lizards are a
Well,
family, not a species.
yeah, well, I mean, normally when I see monitor lizards, they're a lot bigger than that. So that's why I was like, that doesn't
Well,
look
they
like
come
any.
in a variety of sizes. We had a golden tiger for a while that was about from the tip of his nose to his tail, probably about 2.5 feet long.
7-Eleven.
You know, huge Godzilla lizard.
I mean,
Uh,
well, what size was he though? It said that he went on a shopping spree. Of course, this is
well,
Thailand.
well, if those
You know,
are standard fluorescent bulbs, which I have no reason to believe that they're not, aside from the fact that it's in another country. Um, he looks like he's about 3/4 as long as one. So yeah, yeah, 2.5, 3 feet.
yeah, yeah, like a cat burglar before dropping down to the fridge. I mean,
Richard says he thinks it looks about 18 inches long, so 1.5 feet. I mean, it's a little hard to tell there, but yeah, I'd say he's somewhere in that range. Yeah, somewhere between. Um, he's probably looking for mice or whatever else it is that likes to hide up there. Would be my guess. I don't know. Do they have mice in Thailand? It's an island.
I mean,
No,
I
no,
would think
Thailand's
so.
not an island, but I was thinking of Taiwan. Um, no, I don't know if Asian mice are different than North American mice.
Well, I don't think he cares. I thought he was in there trying to get a beer, but
Yeah, well, maybe he was. I don't know. They're dicks though, monitor lizards.
Well, apparently they're disagreeing with you. The lizard was friendly. It didn't hurt anybody. Well, who's stupid enough to go anywhere near that thing unless they have to?
They're disagreeing with the lizard was friendly because it didn't bite anybody. That doesn't mean that it was friendly. That just means it didn't bite anybody.
Yeah. And this one
No.
was a small one. Grow up to 8 feet long.
Hmm. Oh, that's probably a juvenile. Would be my guess. I mean, they start out about 6 to 9 inches long when they're born.
Yeah. Apparently they don't pose a threat to adult humans. Okay. All
At 8 feet, they would.
exactly.
This particular species might not be as aggressive as some of the other species of monitor lizards, like tegus. Golden tegus in particular are extremely aggressive. Komodo dragons, very aggressive. There are other ones that are probably not as aggressive. So,
Look, I stay away from both of them. Period. All of them, the whole, the whole unless it's a gecko, and even then, I'll be looking at geckos sideways, like, man, like I don't trust you. I don't trust your
mhm,
car insurance. Geico ain't
yeah,
what it was.
right. Clue. No, she does not, and I have not done anything with that.
That could get you in real trouble. Hey, you're on your own with that one, Clue.
I kind of forgot that I have it actually. It's-
Man, you two, dude. Y'all, you two and Shadow, man. Y'all, you guys gonna have to learn the hard way.
Maybe you can learn the hard way. I'll be fine. Shadow, on the other hand.
What do you think she's buying the paddle for? Because I thought it was odd. I was like, wait a minute, she jumped right on that, and I knew right then and there she's got targets.
Uh, so
Now,
I
can I
don't
see it?
have like I said, guys. I forgot that I even have it. I'm not. I know I do. I don't remember where I put the file.
But isn't it in the didn't isn't it in the chat? I mean, Clue
It
sent
might
it to
be.
us.
I don't know. It might be. I didn't even remember what it's about. So I mean, I could try and bring it up from there if it's still in there. I don't know.
Well, while you're looking here, I'm gonna. This I just found today, and we keep hearing about all these crazy wasps, like the was it the giant killer wasp? Well, I think it was where is it? Uh, Amazon, so probably Brazil. I'm thinking, or South America in general. But this is a new species of wasp that was found. They're calling it a vampire wasp because they sting, they suck blood, and they eat their prey from the inside out.
Hmm.
But I'm wondering, don't they all?
No, it depends on the wasps. Like some of them will lay their eggs inside their prey, and then the eggs will hatch and eat their way out. But I don't know. Some of them will just sting their prey to death and just like rip them to pieces too. So
Yeah, they feast on their prey from the inside out by depositing larvae underneath the victim's skin.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't.
You're saying it's a new breed?
That's what they're saying. I'm not saying it's new.
Huh. Yep. Yep. Here it is. This is the thing. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Everything's kosher on that end.
Perp walk. What's it called? Perp walk. They want to see Trump walking with his hands behind his back, handcuffed, and so on and so forth, because they just need to masturbate to it. They just need to jack off to Trump in handcuffs. Something's wrong with these people. But anyway, that's what they want to see. They want to see that so they can jack off to it. That's what they're doing. And these people are sick. I just swear. These people are just so, they're sick. Sick. Because I'm like, okay, so you don't like Trump, but what do you prefer? Do you prefer Biden, or do you prefer great economy, the world looking at us
Yeah, that's the whole clip. I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for that. First of all,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
from
she
her
said
show.
it.
It's up on.
Yeah.
And secondly, yeah, I don't know. She hasn't said anything out of pocket there that she didn't mean to say at the time. So, yeah. So, nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Shadow, you do know you're talking about somebody who belongs to a group of people known for blowing up large groups of people with a vest, right?
He'll
So
figure it out
maybe
someday.
maybe rethink statements like that. Boa, I have not. Did you send it to my email? Because I haven't seen anything in my email from you today. If it was real recent, like I don't get notifications for it. I don't have all that set up, so then I wouldn't have seen it yet. No, I don't. Shit, I don't know. Maybe it was earlier and I just missed it somewhere. But I'll look for it. But no, I don't. I don't recall seeing anything like that. So, hi, Amira.
I had nothing to do with it. Nothing. I did not suggest it. Hold on. Disclaimer. I had nothing to do with the proceedings that just happened. Nothing. I did not suggest it. That is between you and Clue. I am not getting Rodney Kinged because of something you did.
Oh, yeah. That was it's fun stuff. I got nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, everybody. She's here.
No,
Larry
that's fine.
When, Shadow? When did I
No,
laugh?
he's just trying to get you in trouble. You know that.
Tell me, Tron.
I'm here.
Hey, no.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry for the lateness. Your girl had a couple of things she had to take care of.
For those of you that didn't know, Nomi moonlights as a bouncer. So
It's very true. It was a heavy night with fighting off. Let's just say two individuals that definitely kept asking for more trouble.
yeah, her foot's sore from all the Nomi kicks she just put out today.
All the roundhouse kicks I had to do today, and I'm not gonna lie, my feet and my hips hurt. Not in the good way.
Don't lie, y'all. She did a lot of fighting today.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just here in my house now where it's not crazy, not loud, and I can speak and talk in peace.
You can breathe.
I can breathe.
You can live.
I stretched out my arms and stretched out my legs from, all the hands I had to throw earlier. But yeah, I've been good. I got my food. Because if I jumped on this stream without eating anything, I definitely would have bitten some heads off.
Well, it wouldn't have been mine. So I'm way out of arm's reach of you. In fact, I think Samuel's actually closer. So go
Samuel
after him.
is closer.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time, I'm less likely to say something that'll get me slapped.
Yes,
Oh.
definitely. You've gotten close to getting slapped for sure.
All right. Well, Nomi, you are just in time for the last article for Infamous News. Well, we have just prior to you walking in, a monitor walking into a 7-Eleven at Thailand. I think in Thailand, I think he was Sam thinks he was looking for mice. I think he was trying to get a beer, and then we just got through talking about a new species of wasp that apparently was found in the Amazon. Apparently they're vampires, so they'll sting you, drink your blood, and they'll eat you from the inside out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I always thought that that's what wasps do anyway.
Well, yeah, wasps are dicks. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah, these are yellow. So so I guess there's some kind of mulatto or something. I don't know. Anyway, the
What?
last article. I don't know. I'm just talking on my ass. Anyway, the last article that we have is well, Nomi, this won't affect you, but for all the guys out there, this is near and dear to our heart. So I'm sure some of you like to live life dangerously, like Samuel does. You know, driving motorcycles and things like that. And don't get me wrong, I love motorcycles. I would love to have a Harley. The problem is that I tend to live in cities where people, for some reason, don't know how to drive. And so, since I like my head and my limbs where they're at, I I've never bought one. So today I was looking at there was an article, well, yesterday actually, and this man was in a really bad motorcycle crash, and he was screaming and hollering, ah, you know, the whole nine. And ambulance comes, they take him to the hospital, and they do an examination because he's otherwise, for the most part, he looked fine. Then they realized what was going on. His testicles were missing.
Ew. It's kind of an important organ for guys to have.
Yeah. And here's what changed my mind about motorcycles forever. Somehow, with the force of the crash, the force knocked his testicles all the way back up into his stomach. They
Oh
did an X.
wait, I saw this earlier. Yes, I
Yeah,
know what you're talking about.
yeah. Sent it all the way up into his stomach. They did an X-ray and found his testicles in his stomach.
Yeah,
I mean, ow, but
I know.
like, why did I have to know about this?
Because I knew that you wouldn't want to hear it.
Nobody wants to hear that.
That's why I said it. And you don't speak for all of us.
In this case, I think it's pretty safe to say.
I mean, I don't have testicles, so
It's
I don't know what you're talking about. All of us, Larry.
well, I said he doesn't speak for all of us.
Let me put it this way: it'd be like having your tits knocked through your back.
I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
exactly.
they're not as sensitive as the boys downstairs for you guys, but
They would
well,
be if they got pushed through your whole
yeah,
body.
you know what? Yeah, you're right. So I'm taking that back. Yeah, I that's why I was like, you know what? I take that back because I did definitely get. I got boob punched today, guys, and it was not
Ouch!
pleasant.
Ouch! I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Nomi.
yeah.
Well, Nomi, I'm glad you're here, um, because the next thing on the list has to do with you.
Oh no. Okay.
You see, folks, Nomi was on a show. I want to say it was either last night or the night before, and the show is it's done by a YouTuber named JT Gun. I call him JT the Machine Gun, but
Oh yeah, Wednesday. That was a Wednesday show.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
right? And they were telling scary stories, and I was, I was kicking myself because I meant to ask you, and I just figured I was like, I know she's got a good La Llorona story, and we're going into October, and I'm gonna ask her to tell us a story on our channel. And I switch on, and just in time to see you telling the story, and I was like, doggone it. Okay, well, that's out the door. But it got me thinking. Everybody does something for Halloween. You know, even if you don't celebrate Halloween, they'll dress up and go to a party, do whatever. And I got to thinking, I wonder if Nomi's gonna dress up this year too. Now it might be too late because there's only 2 weeks left, but I got the idea of two
Nice shuttle.
outfits that I thought you would look good in. That I thought would
Okay.
be a good idea for Nomi.
Yeah, go ahead and show me.
So for you GI Joe people out there, we can look at Nomi and tell me that she would not make a good Baroness.
Whoa. I can see it.
I kind of see you as more of a Lady Jane type.
Yes, yeah, you've told me this before, Lady Jane.
Mhm.
Nomi would have to cut off her hair though, wouldn't she? Doesn't Lady
No,
Jane have short?
no, she's
Scarlet.
military. She ties it up, but not she's oh wait, no, Scarlet is the one with the long red hair. I don't
Yeah,
know if she actually does or not. I think it's up under her cap.
maybe I don't know, but I think Nomi would make a. I think she would make a better Baroness because it's even though this you see all this stuff and it's the drawing and all the detail and everything. It's a lot of ladies have pulled off the look. They have pulled it off. In fact, hold on, let me draw a screen. Um, there's actually I actually found a live reference. Um, it's it's not the best I've seen, but it's definitely one of the more accurate. But here's a lady.
Okay.
Now I don't know how much that will cost because you're talking about a full leather outfit. You're talking about armor. You've got to put the symbol on, the symbols on the hands. I mean, the Baroness has had a couple of outfits, but this is her most famous look. So that's why I was like, pull that off in 2 weeks. Yeah. Good luck with
I,
that.
I bet that woman can't walk. I bet that woman can't move without it squeaking.
You have to put like oil around it so it's not squeak. But if I go to like those, wait, Sam, your sister's in the sex business. Do you think like I can find this type of outfit?
Actually, she might be able to hook you up with vendors. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I would like to see that.
Now
I
here's
mean, custom work isn't cheap, but she does do business with people who manufacture things like gimp suits.
now,
Yeah, gimp suits. Yeah, I mean, it's close to a gimp suit. I would just not do the mask. But
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, let me know if she has anything in stock or if she can give me those contacts.
yeah. Now
Right.
here's another one. Here's another one. Uh,
Richard's shocked.
sorry.
Yes, one of my sisters sells sex toys for a living, among other things. She also sells knickknacks and like
And
tchotchkes
Pat,
and stuff like that. But yeah, she does sell sex toys and paraphernalia for a living.
Yeah, she sells knickknacks and paddywhacks, and she gives a dog a bone.
Well,
No. Well, here's the other thing too
she does
about the
sell boner pills.
yeah. Well, see, here's the other thing to Nomi is that the Baroness is Eastern European. She's not Mexican. But the good thing is that with you
I know.
being a quote minority, if anyone gets on you about cosplaying her, you can move to California and then sue that person for discrimination.
Yeah.
Look, if somebody gives you shit about dressing up like the Baroness, then maybe somebody should start giving shit to all the fat people dressing up like Superman. Right. The whole point of cosplay is to make believe. It's to pretend that you're someone that you're not. There's no issue with anybody of any particular race play. This is the same problem I have with people going on about like, oh well, they're not the right, on the one hand, obviously if a character is black, yeah, you should hire a black person to play that character. However, there is a point, especially with voice acting, where it really doesn't matter because it's acting.
Yeah.
And you can't see them anyway, so
Right.
it's just
Or friggin' I mean, Tom Hanks ain't gay, but he's played a gay man, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's acting. It's part of the job. So like, and I see cosplay the same way. And the whole point of cosplay, aside from the fantasy role play aspect of it, is really to show off your skills as a costumer, as a designer, you know. Um, and that ain't got fuck all to do with where you came from.
yeah. Well, speaking of that, well, Nomi, this one does kind of have something to will have more to do with you. And in fact, this was the first one that I thought of. And I thought about this before the Baroness. I was looking around. I was like, what in the world? What what can I address with Nomi? And I was like, okay, so we know she's pretty. We know she's beautiful. She also likes beating people up. So I was like, okay, yeah, the Baroness is definitely one. But in the midst of looking, I came across a a comic book company called Coffin Comics. I've never heard of them before. And I saw two characters. I guess they're their main selling point. And one's called Lady Death, and the other,
La Muerta.
and I
La
looked at that, and
Muerta is
I hold on, I looked at that, and I said, "That's Nomi." To a T. Maybe with a cowboy hat, but
I have a sombrero. Not with skulls on it, but I do have one.
but think about it,
Hmm.
Sam. Does that not look like something that Nomi would wear, and it would kill it, so to
I mean,
speak?
I've seen her wear all kinds of stuff, so I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah, and next the next Dames and Dorks episode, we're actually gonna dress up.
Ah,
Nice.
well,
So this may or may not happen of me doing a Dia de la Muerta sugar skull.
yeah. And I think, and I was looking at just some research. I think for the character, I think this is a mask. I don't think that she painted her face
Yeah, because
because it.
that would take forever and a
I'll
half to
take,
do that.
yeah, yeah. And I saw there's a one of the comic covers. She's actually holding the mask. Her face is painted underneath, but she's actually holding the mask in her hand. So I'm pretty sure that's a mask.
Okay. I'll have to
Really?
read it, but
Yeah, I mean,
Huh.
you just
I mean to save time too. If she's, I don't know this comic very well, but if her is crime fighting and
yeah.
that is her signature look to hide her identity, I don't blame her. Investing lines are a bitch and a half to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah. That was those were my two ideas. I was like, man, she would kill it as either one. But I think both would. I think La Muerta, I think would be. I think you'd be able to come up with that a lot quicker because no, now you can't see her pants, but her pants is it's her outfit's all skull and bones. Like it's skull and bones all the way down. But she's got different looks. She's even got one where she wears, I think it's like a long dress, and I think it's a leather dress, and it's got all the skull patterns and stuff on it as well.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I thought you'd like to get a look at that.
No, it looks
See,
good. I like that.
I was concerned you were going to tell her to cosplay as Lady Death. I'm aware of who Lady Death is, and I have been
Oh
for 30
no,
years.
no, I'm
And
not getting
she
slapped.
wears a couple of black strings.
That's it. Yeah, I saw that once, and I was like, "There's no way in the world that I would ever suggest that anybody would wear that," and you
She,
can't even
she
show it.
makes Vampirella look like she's like fully covered.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
It's yeah.
So,
But-
while we were chatting about this, because I know maybe I should wait when Larry gets back. Yeah. I'll wait for Larry to get back.
No, fair enough. But yeah, it's thong bikini and like a couple of pasties with some strings attached and a cape.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the character is a literal god, so she can wear what she likes. But
Yes,
I was like, I don't know if that's the cosplay for Nomi. I don't think she would like that.
I would not like that, and that's not for me.
Yeah, if you can floss your teeth from your butt, it's
Ugh.
probably too small.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you have to work hard to dig it out, then yes, don't do it. I can imagine.
Clue says Nomi is Callisto from X-Men. You mean the eye patch leader of the Morlocks?
Yeah,
That Callisto?
she would have to cut her hair off.
Yeah. Put one of her eyes out too.
Yeah. No, thank you. Not for me.
I mean, if you're going for realism.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, Larry, now that you're back, so while we were chatting it up of costumes and things of me, I looked up Baroness costumes that I can find right now, and yeah, it's super easy to get right now without going to a sex shop.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, this would be the time of year for it. If you were to try this in February, however, you might need to go to a more specialized vendor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then that's yeah, that's not yeah, I will not do that.
Yeah, I think you'd kill it, Nomi. I think it's get the little glasses to make it all complete. But yeah, I think you'd pull it off.
Well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. I'll definitely put that into consideration.
So, as you guys can see, switching over, Kohai so lovingly with her incredibly large black heart decided to make a special quiz for us for Friday the 13th. Now, in case you can't see in the up in the underneath, it says not the movie. So I'm interested in seeing what Miss Kohai has put together. And apparently she's it's quite popular because according to this, 18 people have played it already.
Nice. Well
Okay.
done. And shout out to Kohai. She has been working on this for a while, and she's been pretty busy while she's been doing it. So she
Yeah.
went out of her way and took some time out of her life and her schedule to do this for us. So shout out to Kohai.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it's the three of us because I have no idea what she's put on here. I did a Friday the 13th quiz as well. The only thing I did was go in there because I wasn't sure if it was about the movie or the day because I didn't want to do the same thing that Kohai did. So once I saw it, I backed out. Okay, cool. Um, so hers isn't about the movie. Mine is. Uh, so if you guys are ready, 13 questions, 25 minutes. Kohai did it. So you know what that means? Pray
Expecting
before we go in. Because we don't know what the hell she did. All right, here we go. Being afraid of Friday the 13th is called what? What the hexa hexablick hexa because she the but hexa F it frigalit frigalit forget
It's the
that one.
second one.
yeah, it is the second one.
The frigatrisca
Yep.
adacophobia. All right.
Figatriske, yeah. Oh, okay.
Friday is named after the goddess Frigg.
How many Friday the 13th can appear in one calendar year? I'm gonna say
Two.
maybe 2.
Yeah, I've only ever seen 2.
Okay.
Boa says B.
Oh, 3.
Oh, really? Huh.
Hmm.
Who directed the classic Friday the 13th horror film? Sam Cunningham, David Cronenberg, Wes Craven, or George Romero? Well, she got
Wes
some-
Craven.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna go with David Cronenberg.
Mm-mm. I'm gonna go with Sean Cunningham.
We are an impact. Chat. Weigh
Looks
in
like
on
we're asking the chat.
Wes Craven directed The Competition.
Yeah, he's Freddy. Richard
Oh,
Hell.
yeah, you're right.
Richard Hell agrees with me. It says 2. Boa says 1.
No, yeah, it's
Oh,
Cunningham.
B was for the first question. Okay, so he says 1. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Sean Cunningham because George Romero is the Night of the Living Dead guy.
Yeah.
David Cronenberg is the Videodrome guy. Wes Craven is Nightmare on Elm Street. So it's by process of elimination. I know it wasn't David Cronenberg. Sean Cunningham.
And Boa agreed. Nomi, who did you have again?
Sean Cunningham.
Okay. Well, it outrules me.
Ooh.
Okay. When is Friday the 13th considered very unlucky? On the day of a funeral, when it's an odd month, when it lands on a holiday, or on a full moon? I'm going to say a full moon.
Full moon.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Full moon.
Ooh.
It's rare
Okay,
that it happens, but
Who predicted the world would end on a Friday the 13th? Nostradamus, Saint Malachi, Baba Vanga, or Old Moore? I'm going to say Nostradamus. Boa saying D.
that's from the previous question.
Previous question.
Mhm. Yeah.
I forget that lag.
I don't
Say
know. I don't.
Malachi?
Saint Malachi.
Yeah, I don't know. I got no idea. I don't even know who Baba Vanga is or Oldmore, or I've heard of Saint Malachi, but only by name. Nostradamus I've heard of. I know he made a bunch of predictions, but I don't think that was one of them. So I will go with Saint Malachi. Looks like Boa is saying E with a question mark too. What? Wow, what is that?
Mm. So Boa picked B, but he's not sure.
We got
Richard Hell is saying B as well. Nomi, who'd you have again?
Saint Malachi.
All right. Well, that does it. No, Nostradamus. I was right. Yay.
Huh.
What will happen on Friday the 13th in April of 2029? The world will come to an end due to the Earth's rotation coming to a halt. Someone very important in the world will end up dying. Apopus, an asteroid, will end up colliding with Earth, causing irreversible damage. A large asteroid will fly by Earth and be visible to the naked eye in the eastern hemisphere. All but four are things that you like, Samuel.
The
I'm
last
gonna go
one.
with four.
Yeah, the last one for me. Just end it all. I really wanted to
Yeah.
end it all.
I mean, I've heard predictions of those other things, but we don't know for a fact that any of them are going to happen. But as far as a large asteroid flying by the Earth, that's absolutely a thing that we can predict. So I will go with number 4. Richard's saying Apophis, which, by the way, is the chaos serpent god of Egyptian mythology, who is eternally doing battle with Ra, the sun god, and his whole goal is to eat everything. So that would make sense. Beak saying 4.
Kiki says 4. That's 3 of us. And well, 4 of us because you agreed. So let's see. Yay, we're right. What happened on Friday the 13th in October 1989? The oil platform Piper Alpha explodes and collapses in the North Sea. The Human Genome Project is launched. U.S. Stock Exchange suffered one of its most major crashes. Ronald Reagan was almost assassinated. Dang, that's a hard one.
Ronald Reagan.
It happened earlier in his presidency.
I'm
still sticking with Ronald Reagan.
I'm going to say the Human Genome. Well, Richard Hell is saying the stock exchange.
Seriously, Richard, you should consider changing L to Hell for the season. Beak's agreeing with me on the Human Genome Project is launched. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Reagan's the guy was that was Sirhan, wasn't it?
Sirhan.
Yeah. He was trying to impress Jodie Foster or some shit.
The actress?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was her stalker.
And she was still a teenager at the time, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because Ronald Reagan was, he was an actor before going into presidency.
Hello, hell.
So we've got 2 for Human Genome. I guess we got to go with that.
I'm going with stock exchange.
Yeah, you just got it. So we
Screw you, Sam.
Yeah.
What is the longest period of time that we can go without a Friday the 13th? 14 months, 15 months, 11 months, or 13 months? I'm going to say 14 months.
13.
I think it's 11. Because there's one every year. At least.
Oh, yeah.
But it says, what is the longest period of time that we can go without a Friday the 13th? So if a year is common, then it's going past it. That's why none of you are saying 12 months. I'm guessing.
13.
Richard Hell is saying 13. Beaky's saying 11. Bo is saying 11.
Samuel says 11.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel said Clue says 11. Good grief. Okay, well we got outvoted. I was right.
Oh.
Okay. When is the next Friday the 13th? Today. No.
Yeah.
September 2024, June 2024, March 2024, or December 2024. I'm going to say December.
Yeah, I'll just go with you on that because I have no idea.
March 24.
Make sure you get all that all that powder off your nose there, Nomi.
I just sneezed.
I know. I'm just messing with you. It just sounded like for a second you're like.
I know.
Some
So
of
it's sniffing
that
chalk.
Colombian booger sugar.
Yeah, that
It's
stripper
chalk.
salt.
Richard Hell says December. So, and Nomi, you said March, and what did you say, Sam? You said
I
December.
went with December. Both saying September.
Oh, that's 3 for December. So let's see.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Nope. Good job, Bo.
What percent of adults believe that Friday the 13th is unlucky? 6%, 50%, 89%, or the 13%? Well, I guess I have to go with 13% for obvious reasons.
That's not what that's a reference to, but okay.
Well, what is it the reference to?
It's a joke. It's a play on the whole 13 thing.
Well, it's the percentage of African Americans in the United States.
Why did you
Yeah.
whisper African when you are one?
Because I didn't want anybody else to know.
Black people, YouTube. Black Americans specifically.
His
Boa is
coffee.
saying he's saying
His
13 also.
coffee's black.
Beak is saying
He says
Clue said
50.
50, but Beak is saying 50. Richard Hell is saying 13 with me. Boa is also saying
I'm gonna go with 89 as well. See.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 50%.
okay, well, with the 3 for 50, that's it. Let's see. No, I was
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
In what year will there be 3, mind you, 3 Friday the 13th? 2025, 2024, 2026, 2027. I'm gonna go on a limb because I definitely don't think it'll be next year. It could stack. It's either 2025 or 2026. I'm gonna say 2026.
I put 2025.
Well, 2027 is the year that Skynet goes online, so I'm gonna go with that.
So at impasse.
Chat. Help us
Chat,
out.
talk to us.
Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. I'm gonna. You know what? No, I'm gonna switch up to 2026.
All right. No, we gotta vote it. And that was correct.
Whoa, look at that.
All right, let's see. The year that is February. What happened on Friday, April 13th, 1970? President Nixon signs the Public Health Cigarette Act into law. Vietnam War spreads as U.S. troops invade Cambodia. Apollo 13 has an O2 tank explode while they are on their way to the moon, or Apollo 13 mission launches.
Yeah. For sure.
I think it's one of the Apollo 13 ones because there are 2 references to that on there. I think that's the clue, but which one is it?
I was gonna say the explode while they were on the moon. No. Oh, well, Richard just said that too.
Beaky saying Vietnam, and that's my vote. Is Vietnam.
I think Bo was going with Vietnam too, so
That's 3.
I want to say Apollo 13 launches, but it doesn't matter. We're outvoted here, so
I'll stick with the moon.
yeah, you guys, there were more Vietnams than anything else. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard Hell is he's saying O2 also. So we had what 3 for Vietnam and
yeah, you got if you went with Vietnam, I think there's
it's
3
me
for
and
Vietnam.
Beak. And who did you go for, Sam?
Bullet said Vietnam also.
Oh, Bullet said Vietnam. Well, yeah, I guess that's it.
Oh,
Wow.
Maybe
I was right.
Oh, I was wrong too. Yeah, I was looking at an earlier chat.
Mm.
So yeah, Boa.
What happened on Friday, March 13th, 2020? Global stock markets crash. Italy becomes the first country to implement a nationwide quarantine. President Trump declared COVID-19 a national emergency, or the World Health Organization um, declares COVID-19 a pandemic. I'm going to go with pandemic.
It was the quarantine. I remember.
But by Italy?
Italy becomes the first country to implement a nationwide
Yeah.
quarantine.
Richard Hell
I,
is saying the same thing too.
I think she's right.
Yeah, I'll switch mine to that too. Let's see. No,
Oh.
38%. We got 5 out of 13. Only
Boa.
5.
Boa, I got you. Okay, I was looking at an earlier chat that is adjacent to the other ones that came in around the same time. So it was like it's like I
Bowen
know
said,
which one's A, B, and C and D. I was looking at an earlier chat. You were responding to an earlier question, and I got the chats mixed up, not which letters correspond to which answers.
okay.
So, but
It was a good quiz. I had fun. Thanks, Kohai.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a
appreciate
good
that.
one. Folks, we got more coming. In the meantime, we are going to, next up, before we get to the other stuff, we have the Dunwich Horror. Now, Sam, this I'm going to ask you to take the lead on because you know more about Lovecraft than I do. I appreciate his works, but you know the. No, I'm serious. I mean, I'm not putting him on the spot. He knows the fine tuning of Lovecraft, and we had a discussion about this earlier in the week. But I decided, instead of just getting a list of the top scariest monsters, like, hey, let's take something each week and push it, and focus on it.
Yeah. The Dunwich Horror is actually one of the more famous stories, and it is one that I know pretty well. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on it, but I've read it a few times. It's pretty good too. It introduces one of the characters that in the mythos who's anybody who's familiar with the mythos is familiar with Wilbur Whately, who is a bit of a conundrum. So are we talking the story here, or like the actual I think it was actually a short novel?
Yeah, it was a short story, but story, the characters, and even I even looked up the monsters, Yog Sothoth.
Well, here's another classic example of Yog Sothoth is only mentioned throughout. He doesn't actually make an appearance in the story. He's talked about. Like most of Lovecraft's stories, the monsters themselves are usually only hinted at and usually in hushed whispers. It's their presence or the idea of their presence that affects the characters in the story that is usually what the focus is. And Yog-Sothoth comes up a few times. He is an interesting being. Son or grandson, I forget which, of Azathoth, the demon sultan, and so on and so forth. But he's generally described as being like an inordinate mass of spheres, or a bunch of eyes and tentacles, but of enormous size, like planet size. And is not like, so Cthulhu. When you think of Cthulhu, people think of Cthulhu and they're like, oh, he's an ancient god. He's not actually. He's one of the old ones, sure, but he's not one of the old gods, the elder gods, the outer gods. There are actually only a few of them. Yog-Sothoth is one of them. And he's referred to as how did that go? As Yog-Sothoth knows the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the key. And that's basically the best description you're ever going to get of that character. Which is, I understand it's a little vague, but most of his monsters and stuff are vague because he leaves it up to your imagination, which I think for the most part is pretty effective.
Yeah, it is.
So the Whateleys are a clan of people who live in a house on a hill in Dunwich in New England, which is, like they come from old money, like pirated money, that kind of thing. The old man who lives there, Old Man Whateley, uh, has there's some weird stuff about that, and I don't remember every detail about this, but if I remember correctly, like his father was rumored to be a great sorcerer and into all kinds of cult stuff, and then disappeared one night while there were like weird noises and flashing lights coming from the house. And then years later, Old Man Whately shows up claiming to be the son of this dude, um, but is like the spitting image of him, almost like, maybe he's actually the dude just pretending to be his son. Kind of thing. But anyway, he has a daughter whose name is what was her name? It begins with an L. I forget which. Anyway, and he gets into some occult stuff, and they don't really get into a lot of details because most of this is from the point of view of the villagers, or of someone, a traveler rather, being told this by local villagers and such. So he gets into it, and apparently he calls upon Yog-Sothoth to come visit his daughter, which, I mean, in culty terms, he's either going to eat her or impregnate her. That's how that goes. So she gets pregnant. Her pregnancy is unnaturally short. She gives birth to an unnaturally large and extremely ugly baby with extraordinarily intelligent eyes. Terrifying eyes, like Frankenstein monster eyes, like sallow and yellow and watery.
Are we hearing the birth story of you?
No. See, Wilbur Whately's half human.
Oh.
Well, like you.
You kind of have a
Tentacle?
half human Ryan Gosling body going on right now. So
Right.
Yeah, you do.
So no, this isn't about me. So the kid has features that are unsettlingly human, and other features that are more goat-like in nature, and they're, it's weird. He grows too fast. He's reading by the time he's 9 years old. He's speaking in complex sentences. His voice is very, gruff. It's almost like it wasn't made to produce English sounds, but he's very eloquent in his speech and all that stuff. And he gets hidden away and kept away for a while. When he comes out, everybody who sees him kind of like is, I'm going to cross the other side of the street now because that kid's giving me the creeps. It continues on like that for a while. Wilbur decides he's going to branch out in his studies. He goes and looks up old tomes and stuff from Miskatonic University in nearby Arkham. And there's actually a bit of a passage in there about how he's trying to get a copy of, I believe, the Necronomicon. They won't check it out to him, and he gets mad about it. And then he's like, "Oh, I'll go find my own copy then." And they're like, "Good luck. There's only like one, but whatever." And it's never really clear whether or not he actually does find a copy of it or not. But the assumption is that he did. Meanwhile, his grandfather, Old Man Whately, hasn't left the house in ages. Nobody's seen him in a long time. His mother only shows up in the middle of the night, wandering on the hillside, looking like a ghost who's wasting away. And so Wilbur's the one who everybody has to deal with. He's the one who comes into town for supplies and that sort of thing. And even that is rare. And as he grows older, he grows more twisted looking. He starts wearing these this overcoat that covers his whole form. He walks as though it's difficult for him to do so, like his body wasn't meant for that. And of course, he grows bigger and stronger and uglier. Eventually, I think he tops out somewhere around 9 feet tall, give or take. But he's hunched over, so it could be more than that. Who knows? And it just kind of it comes to a head. And eventually, his mother passes away, and nobody, they have a private, burial on their land and all that stuff. And everybody's just like, "Oh, well, what did they do to her?" Blah blah blah. So the mob gets up and they go up to find out what's going on up there, and they invade the house. And when they do, they get to a struggle with Wilbur. Wilbur gets shot. He falls over and his coat falls open. And as it turns out, he has goat legs, but he also has like a belt growing out of him, apparently made of masses and masses of tentacles, and he's got scales and fur in weird places, and he's not human. He's clearly not human. Well, as they get further into the house, because they hear this like weird noises, they get up to the wing that's been locked off and shut off for a long time. Sometimes you see weird lights and noises coming from it, but nobody talks about what's up there. Nobody goes up there. When they get up there and they open it up, and something comes out, but nobody can see what it is because it's fucking invisible. It's also apparently about the size of a house. And it starts wreaking havoc, and eventually gets I don't want to give away the ending too much, but it comes to a head. All this stuff goes on. The horror itself that came out of that room, Wilbur, of course, dies of his wounds. His mother's found, her remains are found in the room where the thing was partially eaten. And as it turns out, she did not give birth to one baby, but two twins, except that Wilbur took more after his mother. The other one took after his father, who is Yog-Sothoth, the outer god. And it gets called back into the cosmos. What little of it was remaining was tied to this plane of existence, passes on, and it leaves our realm, kind of thing. It's a messed up story.
Sounds like it.
So yeah, it is a messed up story. It's fun. It's definitely chilling. I say fun because this is kind of what I read for fun. I know it's not everybody's bag, but so Boa says that we hear demon speech cannot be pronounced by human throats. That's a false. Some of it can, some of it can't.
Okay. Well, I could say this. Nomi, if you were sleepy before, you're probably not now.
I mean, I'm kind of wide-eyed and bushy-tailed right now, so
Good.
yeah, I'm okay.
Good. I'm glad that you are. Um, you know, I'm gonna have to go back and I think it's been a while since I read the Dunwich Horror, but the more I think about it, I can see because initially I didn't understand why he didn't he didn't bring why he didn't bring the creatures out, why he didn't show them in the books, why they're just mentioned. But it's like you said, it makes it more realistic because how will people act if they truly believe that these outer gods are real? And then you have that guy that's half human born, all that stuff that's going on. You apply that to real life, that's concerning. That's gonna trip a lot of people out.
Well, consider also that if you read through his works, almost not one single protagonist makes it through his stories alive. Either they get devoured or killed off, or they kill themselves, or they go crazy. But none of them make it through okay. And it's all due to their peripheral contact with things beyond their understanding. The things themselves don't actually even have to be present. Even the most direct confrontation between an old one and the human protagonist happened in the Call of Cthulhu, right? But what they faced in that was not Cthulhu himself. It was a psychic projection. And everybody involved with that who survived went fucking batshit crazy by the end of the story.
Yeah, it makes sense, and definitely,
I
it's like the you know what? I'm not comparing it to the Blair Witch Project, but just the thing is the threat of something that you don't see, but you know it's there.
Mhm.
And that movie was for me it was disturbing. It was boring right up until the very end, and that ending was disturbing without seeing anything.
Mhm.
I was actually seeing the monster. In fact, I think there was a couple of Blair Witch projects made for TV where they had, or cable or whatnot. But I actually watched one, and they finally actually showed what the Blair Witch looked like. Looked like a stick figure. With a jacked up face.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that story works better. I mean, I don't like the Blair Witch Project. I don't think it's a good movie, but I think that it works better if you don't know what the Blair Witch is, or even if it actually exists. Maybe they ran into something else, like maybe some hillbilly or some shit like that, but you don't know because of the way the camera falls.
You know what would be scarier than a Blair Witch Project that those two just could have ran into in the woods, stalking them?
Yeah.
The IRS.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That sounds just
I
about
mean,
right.
talk about Lovecraftian horrors with their tentacles and everything. Real quick, Boa says, I would love to hear you summarizing the Mouth of Madness without spoilers. That's hard to do.
That's hard to do.
It's basically it's the story of an insurance fraud investigation that goes way off the rails. I mean, it's about an author, Sutter Kane, who writes novels like Stephen King or Dean Koontz, very, very popular authors with the paperback covers and all that stuff. And he disappears as what our investigator, played by Sam Neill, thinks of as a publicity stunt. So he goes on a search for the man at the behest of his publisher to find where he is, find out if he's alive, and if he is, deliver him. If he isn't, deliver the book that he was supposed to have. And early release copies got to his Sutter Kane's agent, made him go crazy after he read it and tried to axe murder people in broad daylight, started mutating people. I mean, it's a whole thing. It involves a town that does not exist. It involves perception of reality, perceived godhood, and things, of course, from other dimensions scrambling and clawing and fighting to get to break through to ours. That's about as much as I can say about that movie without significant spoilers, because it is there's a lot going on. So I don't know. Oh, if that does it. I know you've seen the movie, so but yeah, definitely go check that out. And also, yes, I did play that, but it was well over a decade. Well over a decade ago, maybe closer to 2. So, all right.
So
Anyway.
I love it.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. So Nomi, we have Tomb of the Demon Memer tonight. Also, I'm gonna do things a little bit backwards. We're gonna do the quiz now, and then we'll do Tomb of the Demon Memer, um, and I'll explain how that's gonna go afterwards. But first,
Uh-huh.
we
Okay. All right.
all right. This one isn't as forgiving as what Kawhi came up with some really good questions. I mean, she stumped me. Okay, so 20 questions, 25 minutes. So as you guys can see, I've started giving at least a 5 minute buffer, instead of giving you a minute to try to decide.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. True or false? The script for Halloween served as a blueprint for Friday the 13th.
True.
True.
Why did the character Pamela Voorhees kill everyone at Crystal Lake? To keep it closed, thus preventing any more fatal accidents from happening. She was possessed by Jason's spirit. No particular reason. She simply went insane after Jason drowned, or revenge against the camp and its staff for not saving Jason from drowning.
That's the last one.
Yeah, I was gonna say the revenge against the camp.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, if you both agree, we'll go. Let's see what the chat says. At least I was more generous with the time.
The chat doesn't matter at this one. Just kidding.
She's like, yeah, at least I was more generous. Yeah, you were. But you guys both agreed, so let's go with that. Nope.
Oh man.
To keep it closed. All these deaths happen, but in all of his killing creativity, like nailing Matt to a tree with a railroad spike through his head, Jason managed to kill two women the same exact way in back-to-back movies. How did he do it? Neck snap, spear through the groin while climbing onto a pier, axe to the chest, or meat cleaver to the face.
Axe to the chest.
Neck snap.
Hmm.
I think Boa
Hmm.
said the meat cleaver to the face.
Okay.
God, I need to
So
watch all these again.
well, we've got a three-way tie.
Kohai said C. So axe to the chest, which
All right,
is
let's go with it. He's right.
Oh, ho, ho.
Okay. True or false? A Friday the 13th type scenario really happened at a lake in Europe. Three of the four teams at the lake were killed by a knife wielding suspect who also bludgeoned them for good measure. The killer was never found, and one of the victims was named Hans Assman.
if I
False.
remember right, it's true. And I think it was
That's true.
Lake Bodom in Norway.
Kohai says true, so that's two for true.
There's a band named after that event.
Yeah.
Called Children of Bodom.
What's your choice, Nomi?
I put false.
Okay. So two for true, one for false. Boa has no idea. Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. True. Okay. True or false? Betsy Palmer, Pamela Voorhees, the killer in part one, called the script for Friday One a piece of shh. Her opinion changed, however, when her car broke down. This forced her to accept the role so she could pay for repairs. True or false? She needed the money to buy a new car.
Either way, her car broke down, but I'll go
True.
with false. She needed the money to buy a new car.
No.
One for
I don't
true,
know.
one for false.
Cars were cheaper back then too.
That is very true.
Even with the even though you'd have to readjust costly, well, yeah, even with that, they still were cheaper. Well, we've got a split again. And no response from the chat.
All right. Well, Kohai says false.
So I says false, so that's two for false. Okay. Let's see. Boom, false. Okay. These are all true examples. These are all true examples of how Jason killed someone. Who did Jason how, it's supposed to say how did Jason kill a man named Trey? Stabbed in the bed multiple times, then folded in half with the bed. Unknown, he was killed off screen. His spirit died when he ate Jason's heart and became possessed. He was drowned in a barrel of sewage.
It's the first one. I know the exact scene.
Tell
We'll
me.
go to the first one.
All right. That was funny with the screaming. Ah!
Yeah, it's in Freddy
Freddy
vs.
versus
Jason.
Yeah. What was the original name of the what was the original name for the Friday the 13th script? Long Night at Camp Blood, Camp of Blood, Crystal Lake, or Voorhees?
Crystal Lake.
Got one for Crystal Lake.
I know that the characters call it Camp Blood as a nickname in the movies, but I don't know if that was ever the name of the place. And it is Camp Crystal Lake. I don't know. Crystal Lake. I'll go with Nomi on that. I don't know.
Okay, let's check. Oh, Long Night at Camp Blood.
Dang it.
What
Kohai got it.
Yeah, Kohai got it. What is the famous sound in Friday movie saying? Kill, kill, kills, mom, 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 chi, 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 ha, ha, ha. All three depending on the movie, or she, ah, ha, ha.
Shh.
It is the first one, but it gets mashed around quite a bit. But originally, yeah, it was kill, 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 mom, mom. But so I would go with all three, depending on the movie.
Sure.
Kohai says B. Nomi, what were you gonna say?
I put all three.
All three?
Yeah.
Let's see. No.
Yeah.
It was talking strictly the first one. That was a trick question. Which two Friday movies tied for the highest body counts? Friday the 13th, 2009, and Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. The New Blood and Freddy versus Jason. Yes, it counts as a Friday movie. Jason Lives and A New Beginning.
Highest body counts, probably Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X.
I was gonna say the third one. Yeah.
Boy saying A/1 something.
Oh wait.
Kohai says B.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I got confused. But yeah, B, where Jason Goes to Hell.
That's 2 for B. Which one did you say, Sam?
I said B.
Okay, B it is. Let's see. Yep. Jason's name was originally Josh Voorhees. However, the screenwriter changed the name to Jason. Why? His name was never Josh. The name Josh doesn't have the same level of impact as Jason. He renamed him after his high school bully, or someone on set had a son named Josh and asked the screenwriter to change the name.
I don't know. That last one seems likely, but
You gotta talk about true?
Yeah, I said true. I was like, they all sound.
That's not a choice, though, Nomi.
I know, but I'm like, they all sound good answers. They all sound the right ones. Like,
I mean, B is accurate, but I don't know if that's actually what happened. I mean, Josh isn't as scary as Jason.
Yeah, like watch out for Josh.
Right? It's like, oh no, here comes Josh.
Kohai is saying either A or D.
I think D.
No, that was question 8. What? Okay. So
someone on set had a son named Josh. It's funny because I actually know a Josh Voorhees in real life.
Bo says C.
And he could possibly be a killer. I don't know.
Bo is saying high school bully. And Nomi, you're saying
someone had a son named Josh.
So there's 1 for C and 3 for D. So we gotta go with D. Nope, Bo was right. Okay. Puzzle me this. There are a total 12 Friday movies in the franchise. Which one by number represent worst best, second worst best, third worst best, fourth worst best?
It's a bullshit question.
Sixth worst best.
It's entirely subjective.
Yes.
No, these are based off of real numbers that I actually pulled. Like the worldwide scores. This was actual real numbers.
It's still subjective.
It's not subjective. It's based off of how many fans actually went and how much money each movie made worldwide. It's not subjective. This is based off of real purchase numbers. It's not subjective.
But that doesn't tell you anything about the quality of the movie. Not really.
It's by the money. It's not by whether or not the movies were. I should have been more specific with this.
Well, the
It's
question
based
reads
off
like
them.
it's yeah.
I know. I should have been more specific. It's based off of how much money they made, not which one was the best.
In that case, I don't have an idea at all because I've never bothered to look at the numbers for those movies.
I'm still gonna stick to D. That's just my personal take on that one.
Okay,
yeah, we'll go with that.
So D11 would be the 2009 Jason movie, I believe. I want to say, I could be wrong, or is that Jason? I think that's Jason X.
That's a matter of perspective, Boa. Jason X is a lot of fun, but you gotta be all in for the camp.
I love Jason X. I thought it was
that
hilarious.
movie's dumb, but it is a lot of fun.
It's funny as hell. Especially when he got supercharged and the look on their
Yeah.
face, they were like, "Oh crap."
Okay, he just wanted his machete back.
Slice.
All right, I'll go with D. Nomi, you said D, right?
Yeah, I said D.
Go high said C. So, but the two of you went with D. Let's do it. Wow. Okay.
Lucky guess. Haha,
No,
high five.
it wasn't a lucky guess, but
It was for me.
okay.
By
Because
19.
go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
Go, Larry. You're good.
By the end of 1982, Friday the 13th reportedly defeated this movie in the box office: Poltergeist, Rocky 3, E.T., or An Officer and a Gentleman.
E.T.
E.T.
E.T. it is.
Mhm.
This actress initially wanted to be a part of Friday 1, but changed her mind after auditioning and being offered the role of Alice Hardy, Sally Field, Judy Davis, Suzanne Summers, or Sissy Spacek.
Sissy Spacek?
That's Carrie, for those of you who didn't know. She played Carrie.
Yeah, it's Sissy Spacek played Carrie. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember her being in. Was she in the Friday the 13th movies?
I don't remember.
Not that I know of.
Yeah,
I don't
didn't think
remember.
so.
I don't know. A lot of people were in on Friday movies, and I'm just now finding out that they were. I'm like, what? When? But a lot of them were killed. So
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna throw out Suzanne Summers. Maybe she used to be a big deal before.
Oh yeah.
Once upon a time.
yeah. So got one for Suzanne Summers. Looks like Bo is saying Suzanne Summers as well. I guess.
No,
No,
he's
that's
answering the previous
from,
question.
yeah, that's the previous question.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
honestly don't know, so I'm just guessing.
Bo says A.
mm,
I got one for A. I got one for C. Got one for B. So it's on you, Nomi.
I put Sissy. I said Sissy Pace.
That's right.
Blah blah.
So I got one each. So it's one for each. Well, I can tell you this: one of you are right.
I don't know. I just said Suzanne Summers because I figured around that time period, her Sissy Spacek would have probably been the big deal. So I'll swap over to what Nomi said.
Sissy Spacek?
Nope.
Okay.
Beak says C.
And Beaky says C. Well, do you want to stick with Suzanne or you want to go to Sissy?
Doesn't matter. I'll stick with Suzanne.
Well, then we're still stuck.
Then you're still stuck.
No, because that's 2 for C. If I switch to you, then it's 2 for D. So either way, we get an answer.
Yeah. All right. No, Sally Field.
Oh, we were both wrong.
Balls. Way to go, Boa.
And Sally Field's been a big deal for decades. All of these numbers are true. Hence, depending on how you want to count the actors. How many actors played Jason Voorhees? 11, 24, 8, or 14?
8.
Are they counting stuntmen?
Oh, good question.
Remember, I can't answer that.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at, okay, so there was the little kid who played him in the first one in the flashbacks, plus I think he shows up in the flashbacks in the second one. And there's one guy who plays him in 2, because he's not in part 1 except for the flashbacks. And then part 2 is him. And the third one was a copycat, but also played by the same guy who played him in the first one. And then you get into like the Kane Hodder years, and he played him for like 4 or 5 movies. I'm gonna throw out a guess there. 11.
And Nomi said 8.
Yeah, I'm still sticking to 8.
Beak is saying, I'm sorry, Bo is saying 4.
Well, because he's been played by different young actors as young Jason Voorhees too. So I don't know. And everybody thinks of Kane Hodder when they think of Jason because he did that iconic, walk and all that stuff. But he actually only played him in like 4 or 5 of the movies, including Freddy vs. Jason, I think.
Ooh.
No, he didn't do Freddy versus Jason. That was somebody
Oh,
else.
no, that's right. That's right. I was thinking, no, Jason X was his last movie.
Kohai is saying A. So there's I guess there's a tiebreaker right there. Let's see. Nope, 24. And I did not count the children. I counted the adult actors and the stuntmen. What is the total gross profits for the Friday the 13th franchise?
Why would I know that?
You know a lot of stuff.
I don't know that.
Um,
You're going to start off with 382, 466, 453, or 393.
A.
Yeah, we'll go with A.
And
Kohai
let's
says
see.
A.
Isn't that from the previous one? Isn't that Kohai's previous answer?
I don't think so. We were stuck on that one for a while. Her previous answer was B. Beak's randomly guessing C. So, I don't know.
So I guess, so 2 for A, 1 for B, and 1 for C. So I guess, no, you said B, right?
I said A.
I'll say A. Okay, well then, yeah, it's A. Nope. Jason's ability to recover and regenerate from injuries is well known to viewers, but a giant gash on his face stayed with him until his original body was destroyed in Jason Goes to Hell. Who gave it to him? Stephanie Kimball, Sean Robertson, Tommy Jarvis, or Claire Higgins?
Tommy Jarvis.
Tommy Jarvis.
Let's see. We'll give it a few seconds for the chat to respond. I know we kind of jumped ahead and kind of got him a little bit. Boa says tied up in a lawsuit. That's not an option. Oh, I'd agree with you. Okay. You guys said Tommy Jarvis, so going once, twice. Let's check. Nope, Claire Higgins.
Shit. Was that?
Yeah.
Fuck. Was that part 6? Was that Jason Lives?
I think so.
Okay, so Jason Lives is basically Jason versus Carrie. So yeah, that could have been in that too. Tommy Jarvis was in more than one movie. That's why I was thinking of him.
Jason Voorhees reigned as the body count king with 151 kills for years over Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Leatherface. That is until some real court battles caused production problems and Jamie Lee Curtis creating her own series of Halloween films, which put Michael over. How many more kills does Michael have over Jason today? 17, 10, 5, or 1?
Five. You had a guess.
Kohai says 5 as well.
I'm gonna go with 10.
Okay. Anyone else?
Going once, going twice.
Because per movie, Jason Voorhees kills more people than any other slasher.
He's more prolific with it too than Michael, I think, and that's saying a lot.
Well, Michael's not a random killing machine. He picks his targets very specifically. He's very methodical. Whereas Jason will just like rampage through people.
All right, let's see. So you guys said 5. Let's check. Nope, 10. Nomi was right. All of these deaths occurred, but which one of these deaths? All of these deaths occurred, but which one of these deaths did not happen in Jason Goes to Hell? Back broken, impaled on a barbecue skewer, impaled with a poker, or tree trimming saw to the stomach.
Tree trimming saw to the stomach. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but I think that's it.
Impaled.
With what?
With a poker.
Another tie. Running low on time, so the next answer will do it. Bye from the chat.
Bo's asking about the previous question, including zombies, Rob Zombie's 2 films. I don't know.
Ohio
Let's,
says D. Let's go with D. Correct.
Yep.
Okay. No animals were killed during the filming of this movie. This disclaimer is often seen in movies where animals were killed. However, in one Friday movie, a live snake was really killed on camera. True or false?
True.
Tell me.
Um, I'm. It's true.
Check.
I think that was part 3, actually.
It's
Oh,
true,
man.
and it was,
Yeah.
and it was part 3. It's true. Film critic team Siskel, and I don't know why it did this. Siskel and Ebert. For some reason, this website will not let me type out Ebert. It keeps doing that. I don't know why. And it did it with the answers too, as you can see. Film critic team Siskel and Ebert hated Friday One so much that Siskel reportedly doxed Pamela Voorhees actress Betsy Palmer's address on air with no warning. Both hated the movie and doxed Betsy. False, it was Ebert that doxed her. True, or they hated the movie, but neither man doxed Betsy.
I think D. I mean, they could be dickish, but I don't think they ever did anything like that to anybody.
Boa says F.
Yeah, I'm going with Boa, I'm going with them on this one.
There is no F. Oh, false. He's talking about.
False. Yeah. But nice joke.
Yeah, it
there.
says 2 for false. Well,
Yeah.
he's saying that Ebert doxed her.
I think they hated the movie, but neither man doxed Betsy.
Well, you got outvoted Sam, so we'll go with false.
Oh, yeah.
And it is
Mm.
true.
What a dick.
Siskel, he doxed her with no warning. He just did it. Told people exactly where to find her. And it's a really small town from what I read, so it wouldn't have taken long to find her.
Yeah. This would have been back in like 81. So, like even now, there are still no real laws against that, even though there should be.
I agree.
Uh,
Guess what time it is?
What time is it, Larry?
I'm sorry, you can go ahead and talk, Nomi. I
Oh,
didn't
no.
mean to cut you off.
I was just being dumb and facetious. But continue, Larry. I will let
Be
you
dumb and
talk.
facetious. You were not. I want to
It
hear
really
what you have to say.
was.
Okay,
Well,
so as you guys can see, it is time. It's time for us to play. So here's how it's gonna go. You guys can choose which. I'm just making a suggestion. One of you goes first, and then when your turn is over, the other one goes. And if you guys want to go a third time, because there's, by my count, I think there's like 8 different endings, if I remember correctly. If you guys want to go a third time or whatnot, or how many times you want to go, that's fine. But at least each of you get one go a piece where you make the decision, and then you can go a third time, or how many times did you make a decision together. Now, there is a fake storyline in here. There is a fake storyline in it, right? And you won't know until you hit it, right? And some choices leads to longer scenes than others. So there's just, I mean, this thing has more turns in it than the one I did a few weeks ago. But it's more streamlined, so it's not going to catch you off guard. It's not going to, you know, 2 choices and that's it. You're done. But the choices that you make, they matter because I haven't started part 2 yet, and so the choices that you guys make is going to affect that, right? So I'm going to read it. Starting off, welcome to Tomb of the Demon Memer, Part 1, Rise of Kohai, right? Who is Kohai? What is Kohai? This prequel series to the horror adventure will answer this and other questions. Remember, your decisions matter in this story and the next, so choose wisely. Lives depend on it, and so does your time. One decision leads to a false storyline, and you have to start over. Shadow's not in this one. Remember, it's a prequel. It's a prequel to the horror. Now, Curse of Kohai, that's a different story. Shadow will be in that one. So the only thing left is which one of you wants to go first?
I'm not particular.
Yeah, I'll go with Sam on this one. Let's do the drink. Take this.
So who's
So
going
you want me?
first?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear that that's what you were saying, or if you were just agreeing with me that you weren't particular either. And I'm like, well, that doesn't help.
All right, enter. Okay. Welcome, player. You're Kohai. You are a young woman tracking her family tree while on vacation. Your investigation has led you to a small antique shop on Catalina Island called Samuel's Artifacts and Tours. You talk to Samuel a bit before his next tour is set to start. He asks if you plan on taking the tour, if you want to buy something, or would you like to come back later when his tours are done for the day? What will you do? Now, also keep in mind that this has been written over several weeks. So, and I actually did some editing today, and I forgot to take that part out as far as um,
So this
uh,
is still a beta.
come back later. Yeah, yeah, it's done, but you know, I'm still finding my sea legs with this thing. Because when I wrote this one, this was actually 2 weeks ago when I did this one,
Mm.
this part. But I went back and I just didn't go back all the way back enough to catch this. Because I did delete it, I just forgot to go through there. So, do you want to take the tour or do you want to buy something?
Yeah, I'll take the tour. I'm sure I would have prepared something interesting.
Yeah.
You decide to take the tour. Samuel smiles and says, "Good. I think you'll like it. There's 3 other people joining us. I'm taking you there to the Catalina tribal tombs. It's got a lot of dark history going back to medieval times, believe it or not. Take a look at the others: a bored looking teenage woman, a middle aged man, and another woman who appears to be with the teen girl. She looks old enough to be her mother." Samuel gathers everyone together and leads you all to an SUV. You get in and buckle up. It's about a 10-minute drive to the tombs, and it's a scenic route. After all, you're on an island, so there's plenty of trees and artistic looking buildings along the path and to the tombs. You reach the tombs and get out. Samuel leads you all in while warning everyone to stay with him. The tombs are for the most part intact and is suspected to still have some booby traps set up. So it's important not to go off on your own or not to pay attention or not pay attention and get lost. You ask Samuel, has anyone ever died on the tour? He looks at you with a serious look and says, "Not on my watch. I can't say the same for the previous owner of this business. He was careless and 3 people died in here. They went off on their own for some reason and got caught up in a booby trap. According to the police, one of them triggered a spring that shot out spears. Man, I need to fix my writing. Shot out fears and impaled them. So, like I said, don't walk off on your own." With that said, let's go in, folks. Everyone follows Samuel and listens to him explain the history of the island. Good grief, island natives. How they battled the great evil and found a way to contain it before the great evil could enter the world and destroy it. There were wall carvings of islanders, some in weird poses, while others were fighting a large figure. There was some kind of terrible looking portal behind it. I've really got to do something to get my eyes checked or something because I'm getting tired of catching mistakes after the fact. As you walk along, you notice something sticking out of a small groove in the shadows. If it wasn't for the flash of light from Samuel's flashlight, you would have missed it. Grab the object is the only choice you can make. You grab the object and pull it out of the groove. Nothing happens. But you did find something, a small, plain looking knife. You wonder how anyone could have missed it with all the tours and exploration that occurred here for who knows how long. You put the knife in your pocket and follow along. The tour lasts about 90 minutes. Then Samuel takes everyone back to his shop. The others leave, but you decide to stay. This is a great chance to speak more with Samuel. You could even admit to being naughty, or you can just leave like everyone else did. It's your choice. Speak with Samuel and ask him questions related to your family tree search. Speak with Samuel about your search and admit to taking the life. So
Oh,
it's basically
uh,
still a beta.
yeah. Honesty is the best policy, so I will admit to taking the knife.
Alright. While talking to Samuel about your search, you admit to taking the knife. He looks annoyed but doesn't make a big deal out of it. The knife is out now, and if he wants it, he can take it from you. Let me see the knife, he says. You hand it to him, and he takes a few minutes to examine it. He seems to be confused about the markings on the blade. I came to the island to trace my family history. I think you can help me since you know so much about the island, you say. I know a lot, but there's one guy that knows more than I do. His name is Isaac. I learned what I know from him. In fact, I need him to take a look at this knife. Why don't you come with me? Sam reassures you that the trip won't be a waste of time, so you decide to go with
Him?
him. Yeah, like I said, you were right. It's still a beta.
Mhm.
It's still a beta. I'm sorry, folks.
No, no, no. It's this is sometimes this is the best way to work out
Yeah,
kinks is to go over it like this, and
Talk
you
to
can
the
always
guy.
always just have somebody read through it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna have to start doing that. Because trust me, if you saw the grid for this, you would. I'll show you after when we get off. You reach Isaac's house 20 minutes later. His home is nice, well kept, and rustic. You waste no time introducing yourself to telling Isaac why you're there. His answers shock you. I see you made it, and you had some trouble getting on a plane from Minnesota to California. Don't you hate it when airlines double book a seat? How did you know that, you ask? Isaac smiles. It's a gift. I've had it since I was 12. I know where all of our family members are. Cousin. Sam, let me see the knife. Sam hands it over. Isaac looks intensely and starts to look worried. This knife, according to the book our ancestors put together, this knife takes souls. I'm glad you found this, Kohai. I can make sure this thing never infects anyone again. So what now, you ask? The three of us will go back to the tombs. There's an area behind it with symbols. The area has power. Hopefully it's enough to destroy this knife. Sam laughs a little. I don't know. I didn't know I'd be a main ingredient in a ritual today. I should charge you some money. Sam laughs and says, how about alcohol later? A new bar just opened up on South Side. I don't drink, you say. You can help me fix my truck, though. Isaac agrees, and the three of you head out to the tombs. You get there quickly. Isaac wastes no time getting everyone in place for the ritual. He begins to chant while you and Sam stand on two sets of symbols behind him. The ground shakes a little. The knife shimmers and vibrates, but nothing happens. Looks like you'll need this more than us, Samuel says. He and Isaac start to have a back and forth, but their voices begin to sound distant, foreign. You quietly walk towards the knife without either Samuel or Isaac noticing. The knife is within arm's reach of you. Do you pick up the knife or leave it and walk away?
I've seen this movie. Leave it and walk away.
Of course, this movie.
You decide to leave the knife where it is and walk away, but the pull towards it feels like weights around your ankles. Good grief! Yeah. Still, you keep walking away from the symbol. I'm not gonna do that. Isaac says sternly says to Samuel, "It's bad enough that it worked. Don't you feel a little bad?" Sam smiles and says, "Nope. Snake had it coming. In fact, it should have been happy. I had a long drive home. Never underestimate how useful a snake can be when your engine goes bad."
Oh, fuck
Well,
you.
thanks. Well,
Oh,
thanks for the advice, Sam. The next time something goes wrong with my car's engine, I'll be sure to find a nice big boa constrictor to use. What are you two talking about? You ask. Sammy turns to you and says, "Nothing really, just a difference of opinion. But there is something I need to tell you, something important. Congrats, you wasted your time. Game over."
oh my gosh.
You walked right into it, dude. And I knew you were. Nobi, it's your turn. You want to take the tour or you want to buy something?
I'll buy something.
Okay. You decide to buy something. The doll face mask hanging over the front counter. Samuel offers to sell it to you for $5.
Oh God, Samuel selling it to me.
It's
Okay.
that La Muerta mask. You give him the money and he takes it down and hands it to you. Go ahead and try it on and see if you like how it fits. Halloween is coming up. I think that mask is a good start to a great costume, he says. You think so? You ask. Maybe I work a lot, so I hadn't planned on going anywhere that night, but you never know. Samuel tells you that Halloween is only a few days away and the island always has things to do that day. Haunted houses, parties, you name it.
Okay.
You consider extending your stay for a few more days so that you can see if Samuel's right. The other tour goers arrive, a middle-aged man, mother and daughter that don't appear to be with him. Sam tells everyone to follow him out back to an SUV and get in. The trip to the tombs is a quick one. At least that's how it feels. It's a scenic trip as well, lots of trees and a nice view of the ocean from the road. When everyone makes it to the tombs, you start to feel strange, like you're floating away. Everything slowly goes black, but you're okay with that. In fact, you welcome it. You notice there's a knife stuck in the wall while everyone else is focused on the tour. Samuel hasn't noticed that you're starting to drift, giving you just enough time to take the knife. Do you take the knife or do you leave it and disappear from the group?
I'll take the knife.
Pull out the knife and continue following the group. Samuel turns his back to everyone and continues walking towards a marked exit. I'm glad you guys like the tour so far. I'm about to take you to the other side of the tombs where you can see the site of the battle between the villagers and the evil they face. Feel free, feel free to take some spelling classes. Feel free to take pictures if you want, but be careful not to touch or otherwise disturb anything, he says. Yeah, I've really got to do something about my because I'm a better speller than this. I don't understand why this is happening to me. The young woman follows behind the middle-aged couple is on her phone and not really paying attention. She's easy prey. It might be a good idea to do things quietly, or you can be reckless. Be silent, be deadly, or bring the noise.
Bring the noise.
Noise. Death tastes better when you season.
Doom.
Tastes better when you season the souls with fear. You punch a hole through the young woman, who screams from the pain, then drops and dies. Everyone turns around and sees you covered in blood. What the hell? Samuel says. Out this way, he yells to the couple, and they waste no time following him out as fast as they can. You follow them out with a slow walk. This is somehow able. You follow them out with a slow walk that is somehow able to keep up with running people. Samuel makes it to his car first and pulls out a sawed-off shotgun. Get out of the way, he yells to the people. They part like water so Samuel can get a clear shot at you. Bam, bam. The slugs forces you to take a few steps back, but you recover quickly and continue your pursuit. Samuel takes another shot at your head and connects, finally knocking you down. Everyone is still alive. Everyone is still alive. Take this chance to jump in the SUV and drive off. You slowly sit up and look at the car as it gets more distance from you by the second. Your face heals and the mask reforms as you stand up and walk back towards the city. You are Samuel, speeding down the road with the survivors. The man starts yelling while digging for his phone. What the hell was that, man? That woman killed our niece. We need to go to the police station. You know the truth, but it's best they not know it. So you decide to play stupid and take them to the police station. They won't be able to help, but you know who can. You make it to the police station 10 minutes later and drop them off. The police know who you are already, so they know where to find you if they want a statement. You place a phone call to Isaac, the one person on the island that knows more about what happened than you do. The drive to Isaac's home doesn't take long. It doesn't take long, and you see him standing in his front yard when you pull up. What brings you this way, Sam? Isaac says. But the look on his face tells you that he didn't need to ask. I think you know why I'm here, Isaac. The mask. I didn't know what it was until it was too late. Now there's a dead woman, two angry family members, and a possessed woman with superpowers wandering around the island. You say. Isaac seems a little hopeful, though. He replies, well, at least she hasn't killed anyone yet. but we need to find this woman before she does.
Wait, didn't she
He
kill
did.
the niece? Yeah.
Yeah, I see what happened. No, what I did was I mixed this up with another track that I did. That's
Mm.
what, like I said, I'm working out the kinks. Too late for that, you reply. That's why I came straight here. Yeah, too late for that. Okay, so I did do it right. Too late for that. He didn't catch it, so you had to tell him. But I still need to fix that. That's why I came straight here. I need to know everything you know, and I need your help to find her. Isaac tells you it's going to take a while for him to tell you what he knows, so they might as well go in the house, order some food, and get ready to hunt. A few hours pass, and Isaac told you enough to know what you're dealing with. He and Kohai are related, and their parents left the island when she was an infant to make sure she didn't inherit the family curse. Death and destruction of the first their own and anyone related to the villagers that stopped the force that consumed his ancestor. If you think she'll stop once, if you think she'll stop once she's killed me and anyone else related to what happened on the wall in that tomb, think again, he says. Kohai will spread death like a disease. She can track anyone she fails to kill, too. He stands up and walks over to his file cabinet and opens the bottom drawer. He pulls out a medium sized wooden box and walks over to you. Then there's a knock at the door. Bang. You can tell from the front door that just kicked in. Isaac drops the box and scrambles. She's here, Sam. Get the. Kohai busts through the wall and grabs Isaac by the neck. Yeah! Use those MMA skills the same Isaac, or grab the box and open it.
Grab the box and open it.
You open the box and see a vial containing a glowing purple liquid. In a raspy voice, Isaac screeches, "Drink it!" You take out the vial and drink the liquid. Everything gets hazy. As you lose consciousness, you see Isaac stab Kohai in the eye with a switchblade. She drops him and everything goes dark. You wake up a few hours later and sit up slowly. You feel strange, but strong for some reason. Then you see Isaac, or at least what's left of him. There's no sign of Kohai, and you wonder why you're still alive to notice that. There's blood everywhere. You can tell that Isaac put up a serious fight before Kohai separated his spine from his body. It's as if the predator skinned him and took a trophy. You take out your phone and call the police. There's no way you can walk out of Isaac's house without calling him. He was a good friend and likely died protecting you while you were asleep. The thought of Isaac dying keeps you alive and draws a bit of emotion out of you. Your hand out of you. Your hands respond by turning into tentacles. Thanks for playing. End of track 2, version 4.
Ew, okay. I liked it. It was good. Thank you, Larry.
Welcome.
So I'm a little confused as to so Kohai gets the powers from the mask and
Mhm.
becomes like something else, right? So
Mhm.
how does Samuel like just with the transformation at the end? How does that happen?
It's what you
Like
drank.
is it just oh okay.
What you drank was basically it was a magic potion.
Hmm. Okay.
Remember this.
Yeah, no,
There's
I was just
remember
a
this.
little confused on that.
Well, remember there's different tracks. Some of the tracks tell you more than others.
Hmm.
The one Nomi picked was this one is it's a good way. The track that you were picking was the longest and was actually the first track. But when you chose to admit to taking the knife, that's what put you onto the fake story. You
Hmm.
were fine until you did that.
I don't know. My story had a happy ending. Nobody died.
True.
But there's no continuation. Yeah. So so you have a choice now. I mean, you guys can start over if you want to do something. If you want to make a choice together, it depends on
Hmm.
what you want to do. Or if you're fine, and I mean that's it. We're pretty much done.
Uh,
It's okay if you don't want to continue.
no, let's continue.
All right, hold on. Gotta back all the way up.
Unless Sam does not want to continue because he's afraid.
Are you calling me a bitch?
Okay. You guys missed a major one too, because you missed Amira's actually in this, and you missed it altogether.
Wasn't that the point of choose your own adventures? You never know how it's going to turn out.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and it's fine, and that's fine. Do you guys want to take the tour again? I won't read through all that stuff. I won't read through anything that we've already talked. But do you want to take the
Sure.
tour? I think I have
Sure.
something. I
Let's
think.
let's lie about the knife this time.
Okay. So, and we'll go to grab them. Speak with Samuel. Ask some questions related to your family tree search. Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot I wrote all that. You
You said it
decide to
was the
stay.
long one.
Yeah. You decide to stay and speak with Samuel about your family tree investigation. He looks at you. He looks at what you have so far. He has a look on his face like he may know something, but you can't place it. How long are you going to be here on the island? He asks. I need to check something out and get back to you tomorrow. You can meet me here at 10 a.m. when my shop opens. I'm not doing any tours tomorrow, so I'll have time to help you get some answers. You tell him that you'll be in town for 2 more days before you go home and get back to working on your online business. Your hard work is paying off. Your custom memes are making some real money. So now isn't the time to take a vacation. You agree to meet with Samuel in the morning and decide to leave. It's gotten late and you're tired. Time to eat and get some sleep. You've had a long few days and your body's wearing down fast. You go back to your hotel room, order some room service, then go to sleep after watching a movie. You woke up the next day at noon. The TV is still on, and there's a news report about a gruesome murder on the island that happened early in the morning sometime. Three heads, the heads of three people were severed, and their bodies were cut into pieces and left in some kind of makeshift altar on the side of the road. On the other side of the island, the police have no leads yet. You're 2 hours late. You're 2 hours late for your meeting with Samuel. So you shower, get dressed, and drive to the shop. You get there 20 minutes later. Samuel doesn't seem bothered that you're late. After all, he has to be there anyway. Samuel's on the phone when you get into the store, and he points at a file sitting on the counter in front of him. You grab the file and open it as Samuel finishes his call. I thought you changed your mind about coming, he says. I did some looking into your family tree. You do have the roots to this island, Kohai. In fact, I was able to track your family history back to the natives on this island. There are still plenty of them on the island. I just got off the phone with Isaac. He's the leader on the island. He wants to meet you if you're fine with that. Do you go with Samuel to meet Isaac or do you decline?
What do you think, Naomi?
I think I kind of want to go to bed. Just kidding. Not because like the story is boring. I think I kind of want to go with Samuel and meet Isaac.
All right, we'll do that.
You agree to go. You agree to meet Isaac. Samuel seems pleased by your decision and offers to give you a ride, which you accept. It's a 20-minute drive to Isaac's place, a nice rustic-looking home with a pond in the front. Isaac comes out to greet you, and leads you into his home. It's great to meet you, Kohai. Samuel told me you're tracing your family history. You succeeded in finding me. We're cousins. Not first cousins, of course, but we're blood nonetheless. I'm sure I can answer most of the questions you might have. What's carvings on the tomb wall about? The carvings are about a great evil our ancestors faced. That part I'm sure Samuel covers on his tours, but privileged information can only be provided by me. The great evil was one of our own. He was corrupted by something that came through what we now call a portal. There's no description of what came out of it. Those in our tribe who saw it went blind and lost their memory of what they saw. The unseen evil, as I call it, somehow influenced our family member to turn on his kin and kill them. The entire village banded together, all tribes, to battle our corrupted kinsmen, and most of them died in the process. You ask how this evil was stopped. The carvings depict the villagers' victory over the evil. The evil wasn't exactly defeated, just contained, Isaac says. There was a powerful man among the villagers. He possessed magic that cursed an object to attract the evil and entrap it. As long as that object stays where it's meant to be, the evil will stay where it is. Curious, you ask him what the object is. Isaac shrugs his shoulders. He doesn't know what the object is. Samuel chimes in. He doesn't know. None of us do. That's why I tell everyone who goes on my tour not to stray away from me and definitely don't touch anything. In fact, disturbing anything in the tombs without permission is a crime on the island. It's a quick way to become a guest of our 5-star jail facilities. You remember that Samuel never said not to touch anything, but you decide not to correct him. If you do, he'll realize that you touched something. You talk a bit more with Isaac and exchange numbers before leaving with Samuel. On the way back to the shop, what?
Nothing. Just like you touched something.
On the way back to the shop, you ask Samuel about the antiques he sells. I sell all kinds of stuff, he says. Are you looking for something in particular? You waste no time asking him about one item in particular. I was going to ask you about the mask you have hanging above the front counter, you say. Samuel mentions the doll face mask. It's the only thing hanging in that spot. He tells you it's a random mask he won at a fair the island holds once a year. He offers it to you for $5 and you accept. You get back to the shop and Samuel hands you the mask, then tells you not to worry about the $5. You say your goodbyes and you head out to enjoy your day. You get back to your hotel 8:30 that night, tired but happy. You take a shower and go to sleep. 12 a.m. You wake up after having a weird dream and decide to watch the news until you drift off. There's a special news report on, complete with a witness. This is Robert Chin with Channel 3 News. Island police just arrested a suspect who caused a bar fight and ended up getting tossed out of a window. The man, identified by police as Richard L., accused someone of reaching for his wallet and promptly confronted her, not knowing that she was the head of a well-known and suspected crime family called the Pride, currently having a planned retreat on the island. The confrontation lasted about 32 seconds, and his beatdown lasted about around 5 until the young lady standing next to me had him tossed out through the window. Your name is Amira, correct? Suspected crime family? Do you want to get what he just got? Let me ask you some questions. Your stupidity, did you have to work hard at it or did it just come naturally? Don't answer that. I already know the answer. You're just dumb, either by choice or by birth. Now get out of my face. It's 3 a.m. You wake up again and stand up. You put on the clothes you bought after leaving Samuel's shop, then the mask. You walk over to the knife you took from the tomb. It changes shape once you grab it. The knife grows longer, the blade becomes serrated. A red jewel appears at the base of the handle. Weird marks appear on the blade and begin to glow red. Your eyes turn a crimson red with black cat eye slits, and you hear a voice, kill the one. You grab your car keys and stare at yourself in the mirror for a minute before leaving. Go to Isaac's house. The drive to Isaac's house is a quick one, at least that's how it seems. You hear the voice of the old one, the great evil contained within the mask. You realize that you were wrong earlier when you thought that the knife was the object used to contain the great evil. It was the mask you're wearing. The knife is the weapon your ancestor used to kill. It's empowered by the great evil your spirit is now bonding with. With each mile, you cease to become the Kohai you were. You are the evil, the great evil. Pull
What
up
I've
to
always
Isaac.
wanted to be.
You you pull up to Isaac's home and quietly get out. There's no lights on, so it's safe to assume that Isaac is asleep. It looks like there's two ways in: the front door and the back door.
Well,
I'm gonna. God dang it! I want to go to the front door.
okay. We'll go through the front door like a boss.
Try to go through the front door. I've been waiting for you, you damn demon. Bam, bam, bam. Isaac unloads on you with his shotgun until you hit the floor. You quickly set up just in time to take a prolific soccer kick to the forehead that knocks you back down for a few seconds. Isaac manages to get into his car before you make it out of the house, but you manage to get back in yours and chase him. Isaac does his best to lose you, but it doesn't work. You're on him like a homing missile. He pulls into the tombs and keeps going. It doesn't look like Isaac plans on stopping. What now? Floor it and ram Isaac hard, or a pit maneuver.
Floor it.
Yeah, for it.
Floor it and hit Isaac's car with enough force to send him into a tree. You hit the brakes and skid just past him before stopping. After getting out, you notice that Isaac is bleeding badly. In fact, you realize that he's dead. Still, you pull what's left of him out of the car. You pull the car door off, yank Isaac out, and drop him on the ground. No need to stab him. A good boot to the skull will do, and it's good payback. With that said, you jump up and come crashing down on his face, smashing it like this year's carved pumpkin. Your kin to Seer is dead. There's no one left to stop you from the rampage that's coming. Anyone can become a meme, and you're gonna prove it with a world tour starting with the people on this island. You are Samuel sitting at home watching TV and drinking something non alcoholic. You hate to drink, and you despise bars, and everyone on the island knows you don't do one night stands, so it's carbonated water for you. Your phone rings and you recognize the number. Hey, didn't you? Hey, you don't say anything else, and a woman's voice responds. Hey, that's all you've got for an old friend. I'm heading that way on vacation tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Do you think you can pick me up from the airport? I'll treat you to breakfast. I remember how much you like waffles. I can do that. I don't open the store until 9 a.m. and I just hired some staff so we can hang out for a bit. Her voice picks up for a bit. She seems happy with your response. Great, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait to get to my hotel room and relax after we hang. Well, you know how the island is. Not much happens here. It's pretty boring, but it fits my lifestyle. If I were you, I wouldn't count on anything exciting happening during your stay or ever. This is a special ending. Congratulations.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, there's more endings, but I mean, that was one of the good ones. That was a really good one. There's others.
So Kohai gets unleashed on the world, and Samuel entertains guests.
Yep.
Well, there's more. There's more intense ones. There is one where she throws a car. She actually throws a car at him, at Isaac. There's one where she throws a car at him. There's one. I think there's one or two where he lives. I know there's one where you two are sitting. There's a couple where you're sitting there and Kohai breaks in. Um, and there's another one. In fact, I will do this. I'm gonna show you why. Like I said, I'm still working out the kinks, but I'm gonna show you how I got everything mixed up. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
These are all endings. Sam, your first ending was here, I think, and then the second one was somewhere around here. The one you just did. The one, yeah, the ones you just did. Nomi, I think yours was over here.
Yay.
But see how it all reroutes and goes around, so it's easy to get. It's easy to get to lose track, especially with the way I did it, because I was typing and then I had to stop and I would go back, and the more content I had to add, I started thinking I was like, dang, I can't remember what I wrote last week, so I'm gonna have to come up with a. I'm gonna do it a different way. I still like having the options, but I think what I'm gonna do is instead of focusing on multiple tracks at the same time, I'll focus on one at a time. And by the way, Sam, the woman that you were on the phone with was Nomi. So,
All right.
but yeah, everybody's converging, and then the second one will explain um, why only you made it to Kohai before she gets her hands on Shadow, who for the sake of torturing him, he'll be alive.
Yeah.
Because the kids, because he deserves worse than just being stabbed and thrown out the window. Just kidding.
I mean, he's only going to hear this if he listens back to it. Kid went to bed an hour ago.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't feel bad saying it. Yeah, Beak. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but I think if I had, because initially I was like, okay, I'm gonna start do this track, stay all the way down, just pick one choice. But then what happened was I got excited and I started doing multiple things 'cause I didn't want to forget, and that's where the confusion went. And I actually went back earlier today and I started doing some touch ups, and I knew that I didn't catch everything, but I didn't have the time to go back and actually go through all the choices and read everything. And so that's why I got all these doggone typos and everything. Because when you're writing it, when it brings up the little writing tool, um, it's kind of small. It's almost like doing a sporacle. When you do this, when I make the sporacle quizzes, this little tiny box that pops up. Kohai knows what I'm talking about, and it's easy to misspell something because the letters are so small, especially if you wear glasses like me. So, but just for me, I need to write, finish a section and then proofread it. And I didn't proofread until earlier today. And I started catching stuff and I was like, oh shoot, okay. I'm not gonna catch everything. Um
Here's a little bit of a tip. Yes, you want to do some proofreading yourself, but you also want to get at least one pair of second eyes on it, because somebody who is not in the midst of it is going to catch things that you're not going to see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But that won't be you.
No, not at all. I was actually thinking your wife maybe, but
Yeah, it's just a good idea. It's not that I don't trust you, I don't ever want you to be right about anything. So
well, yeah, you probably would hate me at the end of that. I'm a very good editor, but
well,
that
normally
that's
I am
that
too. So
yeah,
that's why I'm like, okay, I need to slow down a bit because I'm making myself
yeah.
look like I can't write
But no, I
or spell.
suggest your wife, because like she knows you, she knows your style and all that stuff, and she'd probably be the least likely to pull any punches too.
Oh man, yeah, no, she wouldn't. She actually explained to me how twine works. Um, this guy did an hour tutorial explaining how twine works, and she explained it to me in 2 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, is this open to the public to try out? Kohai, this one is not, unfortunately. This one still, I think it's still riddled with mistakes. I think maybe I could, in order for it to be public, because there's two ways that Twine works. You can download it and you can make it personal. Now, if I can export it, I'll look and see if I can export it. Um, and then there is the website. So what I'll start doing is, I think the second one, uh, the second part of this, I'll do it just on my hard drive. But then when it crosses over to Curse of the Demon Memer and the others, well, we'll see. We'll see. Um, but I think at least the second one has to be private, because how am I gonna post that and people be like, okay, well, where's the first one? But yeah, I think I'm gonna start. I'm definitely gonna start doing things with this format. I'm really liking doing the whole choose your own adventure and everything, and I really like how it works out. Um, how'd you like it, Nomi, or did you not like it? Yeah, I was about to say she was that bored.
No. My well, I'm on my iPad. So
Okay.
you know how, and it's done this before where if I don't touch
Yeah.
my iPad, it shuts me out. So if it it doesn't show that I'm gone mute, but my iPad and my phone will mute it.
Mhm.
Ah,
That's happened on this show before, actually.
Yes, and it has. So that's just my iPad being my iPad.
yeah.
Well,
Guys,
get handsy with it.
I was gonna say,
Um,
um, thank you everybody for, especially because it's late. Thank you for sitting through this. Kawhi, thank you. I appreciate it. It's very encouraging. The next one, part two. Now that you guys have made your choice, um, part two is really gonna be good. I'm not. Mm, at first, I wasn't going to make Kohai a choice, an option to use, but I think I should.
Go for it.
Cause yeah, because I planned on having a showdown between her and Amira.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, and of course, Nomi,
This
when you
this
show
this
up
is one
there,
of those. Sorry,
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
this is one of those. No matter who wins, we all lose situations, right?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Uh, well, hey, no, Nomi is Nomitron, so she's not, she's still the killer robot from the present with a past and a possible future. So,
Right. I was
so
talking about Amira versus Kohai.
that's gonna be a fight.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
if
No matter
That's
who
gonna be a
wins, we
fight.
all lose.
Yeah, yeah. And as it goes through, you guys will see why. I'm not gonna spoil some things, but you're gonna find out why. So I'm gonna start on that tomorrow. Now that I know which ending got picked.
Ooh.
Kohai, as for you, I'll figure out a way to export this so that you can play it. Um, but yeah, the next this one was just to start, and that's why you got a lot of. You went to sleep at 2 o'clock. You ate a bagel at this because it has to start out subtle. Now that the crap has hit the fan, so to speak, it's gonna be a lot more action packed. Probably a lot funnier too.
All right.
Can't wait. Sounds
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if we should even. You know what? Don't tell Amira that I put her, because she doesn't like fantasy. Amira, no me. Amira hates fantasy,
yeah.
and a lot of you don't know this, but it really aggravates her the fact that people that meet her on the street, they think she's a mafia princess for real. She's had people walk up to her and actually ask her this because
Yeah.
they think she looks like one.
Yeah, yeah. Some of that is some of that can't be helped, but some of it could be. And
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how she's gonna react to it. And by the way, to Nomi, the Samuel does drink as we know, and Samuel hates waffles, which is why I put that in there.
You hate waffles?
Yeah, they're fucking stupid.
I
What?
told you.
Why do you think that they're stupid?
Look, it's not that I hate waffles. I just don't like waffles. They've been blowing this out of proportion ever since I said this was by the way, this was not a public conversation. I was having a conversation with Amira, and then she brought it up to Larry in a separate private conversation. And now everybody's going around saying, "Oh, Samuel hates waffles." I was like, "No, I just don't like them. I don't like waffles. They're not good. I'd rather have pancakes or French toast. French toast, actually, a lot more. But waffles are not my thing.
What about French waffles?
That's not a thing.
It can't
I'm
be if somebody
actually
who's French.
I make that a thing now.
Yeah. It can't be if somebody who's French makes it. It's a French waffle.
Nah, it'll just be like
You know
some
what?
kind of mutant
Screw you, Sam.
abomination.
I'm gonna make that tomorrow. I'm gonna make French
I
waffles.
didn't say you couldn't have waffles. I just said
No,
I don't
but
want
I'm
waffles.
just gonna try to prove Larry like French waffles does exist. I'm gonna make it.
Okay. You have fun with that. I don't care.
Fine. I am gonna enjoy them.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, to start off,
I'm
my
happy
day,
for you.
To start off my day before I went and did my bar fighting job, I actually had 6 waffles. It's a matter of fact that it's funny that you bring that up because I definitely had 6 waffles today.
Yep. That's
Cora
right,
says-
Kohai.
See, I think, yeah, that's that. I don't know if I like that idea because I use Texas toast for French toast, so it's like nice and thick. I want to punch holes in it first.
He said nice nice and thick.
I did say nice and thick, and had you gone for the back door instead of the front door earlier in the story, you might have not gotten shot in the face.
I know, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna go for the back door because I know
Yeah,
it would come to me.
I know. I'm sitting there. I was like, please say the back door. Please say the back door.
I knew you were gonna say
Well-
that. I knew you were wishing that in your mind.
Well, to be honest with you, as far as action and stuff going, and what you would have ran into going through the back door was the better choice between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more about how I would have clipped that out and been like, Nomi prefers
See, I knew
going for the back door.
I knew there'd be an ulterior motive with you.
It's pretty on the face, I think, but okay.
It's if you go through the back door, it's pretty on the face. Yeah.
Yeah. It just would have been funny. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, she's not going to say back door because that was just, anybody watches this later be like, holy shit, she picks the back door.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be true. It's the internet.
And I know it's the internet, but what can be created on the internet is what freaks me out.
Yeah. What is that? You posted something on Twitter earlier today, and I responded to it, and I don't.
Yes, it was.
Know if you saw that.
Yeah, it was discussing film, and it was doing the statistics of Taylor Swift's Eras tour that came out in theaters, and it's it's a video of like basic white girls holding hands and doing like they're just spinning in circles. I was like, that is the like just downright stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I just thank God I don't have friends like that.
Yeah, that's why and I tagged you with Kenzo's Twitter circle, which is just his face in the center and everybody else is Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Which he posted like 3 days ago. As it turns out, art by Kenzo is a Swiftie.
Oh gosh.
Oh, what?
A Swiftie.
A fan of Taylor Swift.
A Swiftie.
Wow. Yeah, I mean I've heard it. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? So that's a real thing. People call themselves Swifties.
Yes.
Yes.
People have got views of that, Larry.
They're like believers with even less testosterone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce for the Kansas City Chiefs, and statistics shows that viewership has gone up like 400% with the females watching football.
Do you know that so Dermy's from Kansas, and the other day he said she's why everybody hates Kansas City right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's saying that right now though. They're like people like radio stations and everything, they were like what I said the other day, they were like, hey, that the 49ers was having some problems the other day, and they were like, yeah, but they got Taylor Swift. That counts for something.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Kenzo's a good dude, but he has unfortunate taste in music and pop icons.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He
I
does some good
don't
stuff.
think
He's actually working. Sorry?
Go ahead, Sam. What did you say?
Oh, I was just going to say he's actually working on an animated version of our outro for the Star Trek show on Sundays because he's an animator.
Yeah.
So he wanted to take the pogo music and put it to an animation of our avatars. So it should be interesting. It's going to be like Dance Party in the USA kind of shit.
I'm actually glad you're using the Pogo's music. Pogo's such a good guy. I've been following him before I found out Steven Crowder was using his music.
Yeah. Pogo's good dude.
Yeah.
And he makes a lot of fun stuff, like just fun. For those of you who don't know Pogo on YouTube, go check out his channel because he makes stuff, and he makes stuff that's enjoyable by pretty much everybody.
Yeah. It's a general audience type of music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we've hit the end. Those of you who are left, which is according to my computers, two.
A little more than that. It's the StreamYard is a little off, but
Go
yeah.
off. But hey, I mean, I don't know if you wanted to end the stream now. I mean, it is your show.
Well, it's probably a good idea. Nomi was talking about wanting to go to bed. I have
Yeah.
another stream I have to get to in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What other stream's gonna happen in a few minutes?
Beelzebub.
Okay.
Speaking of Kenzo, he'll be there.
Yeah.
Half the cast of that show is British, so this is like early morning for them.
Okay.
But yeah, it's over on Beelzebub. Devil made me do its channel. Sent me the invite earlier this week, so I'll be joining them tonight at 1 a.m. my time. So midnight Pacific should be an interesting gig because yeah, after working all day and then this and then that, I don't know how coherent I'll be, but it should be fun.
I
But
hear
you're
that.
an Eldritch God. You should have everything. You have no flaws.
Look, even Cthulhu needs his sleep.
Fair.
Yeah, his
Okay.
his tentacles will get dry and stale if he doesn't get any sleep.
Ew, okay.
Well, yeah, there's a whole thing about that. That which is dead can or that which is dead can eternal lie. And with strange eons, even death may die.
Plus, Amir will kick him and knock his suckers back up into his stomach.
Yeah. That is also a possibility.
All right.
I knew he was going to bring up that again. I knew it. I knew he's like, hey, let's talk about mashing a guy's testicles into his spleen.
Thank you,
Work.
God. Appreciate you. All right, guys. With that said, thank you so much for tonight. Please stay tuned for next week. We've got more HP Lovecraft coming to you guys. We're also gonna have a few more things. I think we're gonna probably go over a few movies, maybe some shows, do some maybe look at some Halloween fails. We'll see, but we're definitely gonna pull another Lovecraft story and go over some characters. That's what we have on the schedule right now. But next week and the week after will be a great. Well, it'll be a great time. So that's it for me. I guess it's over to you two.
Well, yeah, Nomi, where can people find you coming up here?
You can find me. I won't be able to join Screaming into the Void tomorrow, unfortunately. But you can probably catch me on Monday on Game of Thrones stream with Ryan, Shadowhawk, and Lily. That's what I got going on right now.
Okie doke.
And
Okie doke.
getting text messages.
Yeah, it's a never-ending battle.
Yeah.
As for my part, obviously on this channel we do live streams throughout the weekend, starting with this one right here, Abyssal Musings, every Friday. And then we do Screaming into the Void on Saturday afternoons, Star Trek Engage on Sundays. Other than that, I do some work for Lioness Exiled on her channel, as does Larry, and you can find us over there as well. And hopefully this next week won't be so jam-packed with all this stuff. I would like to breathe a little bit in the middle of the week. So, but chances are you'll find me on one live stream or another throughout the week. Hey, you should talk. You're on like 18 shows a week.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
Gotta
I'm only
limit
on like 12.
I gotta limit myself. I have no life.
No, it's good. It's good. It gives me this actually I love doing this. And it fills my time with it fills my time. I don't really want to land on either side of that right now, but yeah. Yeah, that said, Larry, did you have anything else coming up that you wanted to say, or are we good?
Yeah. Guys, just keep bearing with me. The channel is coming together. Just like I said, a lot of stuff going on, and then of course, as I said earlier, my uncle passed away, so it just seems like this stuff just keeps happening. That's pulling my attention away from the channel. But stuff is definitely coming. But I gotta handle business first.
Yep. So we'll keep a lookout for that. And in the meantime, the link to Larry's new channel is also in the description below the link to his usual link. So do go and support him and make sure you sign up for the notifications so that when he does drop stuff, you'll know. Also, if I'm not mistaken, there should be some new content coming from Nomi as well. Her link is also in the chat.
Just keep an eye out.
Okay. But the link's in the chat, so go sign up on her channel and hit the notification button and all that stuff so that you know when she does drop stuff. All that said, thank you all for coming. It's been real fun. This has been a bit of a longer one, like we stated at the beginning, but yeah, I think it was good. And with that, I think we are going to get on out of here. So thank you all for
Bye.
coming. Thanks to the panelists. Have a great night. And remember, it could always be worse. It could be raining flaming cobras.
Bye.
What is it you pray for?